Alrighty, welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another edition, the final edition of the Straight Outta Chino podcast, brought to you by the Oh Hi Oh Guys production, starring Skeet Ulrich, powered by RealNerdCorp.com, live on twitch.tv/comic and GameCorp. If you didn't already know, I'm your host for this evening. My spirit animus is definitely not, and I am also a podcast host extraordinaire. My name is Alex Fisher, and joining me, as always, is my trusty co-host. You know him well as Methuselah Honeysuckle. It's Chad Porto.
I knew that one was coming. I don't know how I knew it, but I did know it. So
I
do
like going for the ones that sound funny.
you mean all of them?
Yeah, all of them.
Um, do me a favor, yo, and check to make sure that the thing is broadcasting
All right, I'm
with
bringing it up.
hopefully with the proper name, which I have now forgotten what it was supposed to be. Yeah, that's gonna be us this week. So we're both recording this and broadcasting this, but we might
It looks like we are good.
okay, but we might stop streaming it. So just a heads up to anyone listening, all two of you.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. So we're talking about season 4, the final season, the series of the OC. And boy, oh boy, what a ride it's been.
So I've been telling you for 4 weeks that one, this show gets better, and two,
Yeah.
Taylor Townsend is the best thing to happen to the show.
All right. To be fair, season 3 did her zero justice.
Season 3 did her all the justice because she just wanted to be loved. God damn it!
No. No, this is a character that never should have been presented as an antagonist at all. She is too good to be an antagonist. She is lovable.
Yup,
She is insane.
yup.
She is the perfect foil for Ryan, and like you just those two together, you're just like, yes, this is what we need because they're both broken in different ways,
Mm-hmm.
and so if you put them together, they don't like fill each other out necessarily, but it's two jagged, broken toys just being mashed together to make one giant, broken, jagged toy.
So
I mean, nothing gets fixed by putting them together, but it's funny to watch.
So Taylor is that pound dog who, when you bring her home, just puts her snout into the nape of your neck and just does not leave your side.
Yeah.
Ryan is the pound dog that hides underneath the bed, eats all your fucking food, and then stares at you when you call his name.
Yeah.
That dick.
He he really is like he really reverts back to like a lot of season 1 Ryan in season 4 because it's a lot of blank stares and not knowing what to say.
So, by the by, I went back and rewatched the first episode, not the first episode, the first season episode where they decide that Ryan's gonna stay, and when Kirsten walks in and goes, Ryan's gonna stay with us now, and Ryan just goes, I'll unpack later. Like, it's still the best scene in the whole fucking show.
Yeah.
and,
It really is.
and Seth going, hey, you're a Cohen now. Get ready
Yeah.
for a life of insecurity and I forget what the other line, but he's like, yeah, it's just super excited about it. So I gotta pull up the episode sheet on my phone. Be a responsible co-host.
It was I think it was the most solid season, even though it was only 16 episodes, like all the way through. I feel like every episode delivered, and there wasn't one episode that I really could pinpoint as being like a weak point. Um, I feel like there was a lot of things in there that was super contrite, and just really didn't like it all felt a little shoehorned, but at the same time, it's like I understand why they did it. A lot of stuff with Frank Atwood, Ryan's dad, just really didn't like scream at me of like this is necessary, but you know, I guess they wanted to try and prove that like Ryan's not gonna he doesn't necessarily come from a terrible place. It's his dad wasn't a complete dickwad, even though his dad was a complete dickwad, but just because that's how his dad was and his dad has now changed, it shows that his future is not set in stone. I don't know. I'm probably reading too much into it, but I just feel like that was stuff that could have been left out. And the relationship with Julie and everything was kind of weird. Um, the Bullet is the fucking best character.
Told you.
The Bullet fucking rules, dude. Bang!
Gotcha.
And he's also like a stand-up dude for being like such a creepy, you know, billionaire,
Borderline
like,
racist.
yeah, because he fucking when they find out in the final episode that she's pregnant, um, and it's Frank's kid, he's like, yeah, the Bullet knows, and he still wants to be there for me. It's like, holy shit.
I just love how he's like, that's Houston, that's Topeka, that's Dallas, that's San Antonio.
Topeka.
just go with it. You know that's Houston, that's Rattlesnake, and that's Chingman-Choi.
It was Hanoi.
Hanoi, and that's Hanoi. And he's just like,
you know what my favorite part about that was? Is that when they get to the wedding, Taylor's like, maybe I'll saddle myself up with one of the Bullet men. And she's like, that Hanoi looks pretty good. I was like, that's a callback.
Yes. To a season ago.
I know. But still, I'm glad they kept the weird obsession with Asian men.
Hairless Asian men.
Yeah. No, the two that made zero sense, like he had Houston and Dallas, and whatever, and then he's got El Paso and San Antonio.
Well, they're all,
and I'm just like, one of his sons was named Lubbock.
Yep, but that actually sounds kind of like a name.
El Paso and San Antonio sure don't.
No. Dallas kinds of does. Because, in what's that?
The Outsiders.
The Outsiders, they call him Dally.
Yep.
So that kind of works, but no. San Antonio.
I mean, hell, if you can shorten Houston to Hugh, and Hugh is the name.
There you go, Hugh or Huey.
Yeah. Lubbock. He had more, for sure.
He had like 12 kids, and they were all named after Texas, except for one, which was named after, apparently, Vietnam.
Yeah.
Go figure.
Hanoi.
I mean,
but
yeah.
He was so good though, man. That like how he was with Caitlyn was like so refreshing.
I was actually just about to say the best part about Bullet was when they go to the airport thinking that they're going to do the whole Valentine's Day thing, and Caitlyn's just like, she's not coming. And he's just like, oh. And then she's like, but we can still hang out. And Bullet just goes, I'd like that.
Yeah. And he's like, I let you win at ping pong.
And it's really great because they end up just mangling Jimmy as a character.
Yeah, they pretty much did. Like, they're like, Jimmy's a piece of shit coward.
Right.
He ran away.
Like, we don't even see him in season 4. His daughter dies. He does not show up or show out, for that matter. And it's so embarrassing for Jimmy. Like, they done him wrong. Like, it's not even debatable. But when we get to season 4 and we see what Bullet's able to do as a surrogate father for Caitlyn, it's really endearing. Because you think he's going to be like this nefarious, awful lush.
Yeah.
But he ends up just being... He's unconventional. He's extremely un-PC.
Yeah,
I think he
true.
tries to set up every woman he knows with some kind of Saudi.
Yeah.
He definitely tried to set up Caitlyn with both of the Saudi brothers.
Yep.
I don't think he knew about the whole reporter murdering thing
That hadn't happened yet.
that we know of.
You're right.
Like
Um,
there may have been. We don't know.
yeah, and like he throughout the entire thing, like he just gets as the show moves forward towards the end of the series, he just gets shown to be a better and better guy, especially at the end when they're doing the whole like flash forward thing where they're showing how everybody's lives turn out and how Julie gets her undergrad degree and Bullet is there in the audience cheering her on
With Frank.
with sitting next to Frank and Caitlin and their her new son, Frank and Julie's boy.
So let's just be
So
honest. We know we can't confirm, but we can confirm. Julie, Bullet, and Frank had a threesome at some point.
yes,
Okay. I just wanted to make sure
Ju-
that we all agreed that that was canon.
Julie, Frank, Bullet, Caitlin, and the other child who has no name, um, are all living together as one big family.
Yeah, I could see that. And they're all living in Summer Roberts' father's house.
Yes, they're all living in Dr. Roberts' house.
Every 4 months he gets the bills and he just goes, "Why am I paying for this?"
Dude, it's even crazy of how like Bullet convinces the Coens to go to Berkeley to get their house back. He walks up on them signing the papers on their new house, and then he's like, uh, I think he says, Coens, you put that pen down. And the lady's like, we're in the middle of this negotiation. He's like, hell, I'll buy this house, and he just picks up the pen and puts his name on it.
Seriously, this show should have been just Sandy Cohen, Bullet, Taylor, Ryan, and Seth, and Kirsten. She can be there too, and Summer.
Yeah, I think
Like that's it. That's
I
your
think
show for 6 seasons, and a movie.
Oh yeah, for sure. Like I think you can keep Julie and Caitlin, but like those two families,
Yes.
Marissa never needed to exist.
No, never. I think you could have gotten more out of Caitlyn and Julie if you had tried to do the whole Caitlyn's too young but crushes on Ryan for like 2 or 3 seasons kind of motif.
Yeah,
Because what we ended up getting with Marissa was just, but Ryan, I want to go hang out with other boys. Why are you getting jealous? No, I don't want you to come. We need our distance.
right. It literally is okay. So instead of hanging out with your friends and your boyfriend, let's hang out with Psycho from therapy. Okay, all right, okay, got it. Um, is there anybody? Is there a boy in season 2?
Yes.
I remember I didn't watch
Oh, that's right. My
season 2.
bad. Sorry.
Yeah, I only watched.
There was the gardener. Actually, technically no, there was not.
Oh,
There was technically not a boy in season 2. It
but
was Olivia
DJ.
Wilde.
Oh, right. That's right. So instead of hanging out with her boyfriend in season 1 or her friends in season 1, she's going to go hang out with this crazy dude that she met in therapy that she barely knows.
Rule of thumb: if
Um,
you go to therapy and you meet a new friend, always ask why they're in there because they might say, "I have depression issues" or "I went through a bad breakup." But on the off chance they say, "Oh, I'm a sociopath," you want to know.
right. Season 2, instead of hanging out with her friends, she's too busy sulking about everything.
Yep.
Um,
Getting drunk.
and getting drunk and partying with either her gardener uh, or making out with Olivia Wilde. Which,
Granted, when you say the last part, it's like,
it's not terrible
right?
when you think about it.
So you have to rephrase it into the proper context because while you may not have realized this, technically Olivia Wilde and Seth Cohen dated on the show.
Yeah, that's true.
So she's fucking her friend's ex.
Yes. So the list of people that Marissa would rather hang out with than her closest friends and her on and off boyfriend: Oliver Trask,
Mm-hmm.
DJ the gardener,
Mm-hmm.
Olivia Wilde,
Mm-hmm.
who played Alex.
Yes.
Yeah. Um, fucking Johnny Harper and his
Yep.
best friend Boardy.
Yep.
Um, yeah.
Brought it back. That's how you do a
Uh,
callback, folks.
and Kevin Volchek.
Yep.
The five people that she would rather be seen with
6.
than. Oh yes, I'm sorry, 6.
No. There's a 6th.
Who did I miss on that list?
Death.
Oh yeah, Death. The 6 people that they would rather hang out with, she would rather hang out with than Ryan Atwood, Seth Cohen, and Summer Roberts.
Which to me just seems crazy. Like, I get not wanting to hang out with Seth. He could be an acquired taste. But
Very true.
Ryan's not going to say anything to annoy you because he's not going to say anything. And Summer
True.
genuinely just wants to be nice to people, apparently, and have people laugh and enjoy themselves.
Yeah.
So, I don't get why you wouldn't want to hang out, especially Summer. Like, as much as we love Taylor, and do we love Taylor?
She's great.
Summer was great too. Like, I always loved Summer. Like, I love her mousy, quirky kind of mannerisms. Like, whenever she gets like really sad, she does like what I call the echo, where like the girl will go, "But what about this?" And Summer does it all the time in season 4, and I'm just like, "Oh, I'll give you a big ol' hug, cover
Yeah.
buddies."
For me, she like has highs and lows. I don't know how she was during season 2. For most of season 3, she was completely bearable. Like, it's like anytime there was a scene with her, I was like, oh, thank God, because the other option was Marissa in season 3. Um, but in season 4, at the beginning of the season, I'm like, this feels a little shoehorned, but okay. And then gradually, as it became like a more natural thing, and she stopped being like super pro animal activist and just like casually became like, hey, think about do this instead of like chaining herself to a tree. I'm like, okay, this is more of like the character change that they should have gone with because it felt more natural
Hmm.
instead of like a complete 180 shift for her. Um, so I thought like the stuff with Che was great. Who is played by Chris Pratt. Um, he was very funny in this. I don't know how they got him. Like, this was before most of his big roles, right?
This was, I think, his first real big role.
Yeah.
Just
Um,
just for kind of context sake.
because this would have been 2007.
2007, 2008. So before
Okay.
Parks and Rec.
Yeah, which was, I think, ostensibly his breakout role.
Yes, I would agree.
Um, so yeah, I think all the stuff with him was really good. I just think like it was like a weird hard push for her to become this like animal rights activist, and then they kind of toned it, they like dialed it all the way back, and then that sucked because she was just like, yeah, I guess I like the valley and gossip again. And then they slowly built it back up to where she like is an animal rights activist again, and ends up getting on the bus to go with George, um which I forget what that fucking stands for.
Like
um
green, eco, originality, this joke is dead.
it's it was something to do with like is like
It is the environment.
greenhouse
Yeah.
emissions.
Yeah, it is
Yeah.
the environment. The thing is, though, as insane as it was for her to go like full, what are those hats called? Full Kangos. She went full
What?
Kango on us with like the half round hats, where like they go straight up in the front, and then in the back they just slope down.
I have no idea what the fuck you're talking about.
Google Sean brings it up like 3 times in Psych about how Gus is wearing a Kango. It's like a half round hat. If you Google it, you'll be like, ah, yeah, okay, because they were really prevalent in the late '90s.
Oh, like a flat cap.
Yeah, yeah. I think Kango may have been the brand name of one. But like, short of like going full Kango on us, you have to admit that when people go to college and start new clubs, very often they become that club for like the first like 8 months or some bullshit. Like they get so wrapped up in their own drama with this club. Oh, it's the greatest thing that we were going to change the goddamn world. It was very realistic, in my opinion, on how Summer Roberts kind of went full on in and lost herself in that.
Oh yeah, yeah. I'm
And
not saying it wasn't realistic.
and then you had to compound the fact that she was using it as a way to escape her best friend's death. Because
Yeah,
by the by, Marissa Cooper's dead. She's dead. She's
big
not coming
dead.
back. Big dead. And she's not coming back. And we're all the most of happy. But what I really loved about the summer stuff was how it parlayed into the Seth stuff. Because unlike
Hmm.
in season 2, where in season 2 she was very bearable, but there was still a lot of issues with her dating life because she was bouncing from Cohen to the other guy.
Zach.
Zach. And the whole part where Cohen goes in season 2, should have known it. You were the villain the whole time. Cohen, I'm a water polo player. Of course I am.
Very good.
It's great. But, like, she was phenomenal in season 4 because there was none of this teen angstiness. Like, when she's, like, rallying the troops for solar panels, which I don't know why as a school you wouldn't be like, yeah, that sounds like a good idea. We can really cut down on our energy costs. And Seth's like, I'm not going to talk to you for a while. But I don't want you to think that's because I'm mad about who you're becoming. It's actually the opposite. I just want to give you space to grow and find more of who you are. Like, I
Yeah.
thought that was one of the most prophetic and heartfelt things ever. And of course,
Oh yeah.
the very next episode, Seth's like, I can't call Summer until 7:48 on Saturday. Why don't you just call Summer? I can't, man. I'm letting her grow and become a person. And Ryan, in the most monotone delivery, that's so big of you. Like, he already gives zero fucks about Seth's attempt to allow Summer to grow and establish roots.
Oh, dude, when it comes to anything that's not Ryan's life, he's so ready. He's like so quick on the gun to just fucking like destroy them, just like shoot them down at any moment. But like then you get to like the Taylor's birthday episode where like everybody's like they're like, "What'd you get her?" And he's like, "Oh, she loves translating French poems into English, so I took all her translated poems and had them bound in leather." And they go, "Oh, that's so romantic." And he's like, "It's not that romantic."
They say it to someone like, "Oh yeah, he translated all these poems from French to he took all of her poems," and someone goes, "Oh, that's the most romantic thing I ever heard." And Ryan he looks down, looks up, looks around, and you can tell if this was a cartoon, he'd be through the wall with a Ryan-shaped hole.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Like he realized he done fucked up. But, like, why wouldn't you do that for Taylor? She'll never leave your side, and she'll always be loyal, and she's awesome and adorable and broken, and I can fix her.
No, you can't, Chad. I'm sorry.
She can fix me then, goddammit.
I don't even know if she's that skilled.
I will pretend to be fixed to be with her. I will stamp down my neurotic tendencies and my over-the-top demeanor to make her think that I am a normal person just so she'll love me.
Her character arc in this is fucking like her character arc is great. The story arc that she gets put in fucking sucks. If there's one thing that I can't fucking stand, it's French people.
Yeah. French Canadians aren't better. Well, they are if they're George St. Pierre. Matt Hughes,
He's
I
the
am not
exception to the rule.
impressed with the performance, and I look forward to fighting you again.
It just man there like was that even a real French actor, or is that someone who putting on a real shitty French accent?
I want to say both.
I mean, it could have been both.
I am from the French, and I am the actor. Dude, you're from Tijuana. Yeah, okay, but my parents are from France. Like, what do you want me to do, man?
You're from Topeka.
Motherfucker, you were from Seattle.
Well, I mean that makes sense. People from Seattle are pretty pretentious.
I have a friend from Seattle, and she is the least pretentious person I know.
All right, one doesn't make the dozen, Chad.
Okay, corn bumpkin backwoods logic. What How many fucking chickens do you know to make that goddamn reference?
A lot. I've met quite a many chickens in my day.
Okay, how many of them weren't named Marty McFly?
Every single one of them was named Marty McFly.
I believe it.
And I was Doc Brown.
Oh, so this was that 5-year period where we didn't talk and you were in a coma. Okay.
Yeah, I was in a coma. That's what it was.
That's the only thing that makes sense.
Yeah, I was in a coma. You were in prison for beating a man into a coma. Unrelated.
I was just about to say. Those were unrelated, by the way.
Completely unrelated.
So, Ryan starts the season off very downtrodden.
Yes.
He's listening to, I think it's Amiibo.
I don't know, man.
Because he's running up that hill, running up that something. Because the lyrics are pretty boring, and it's a remake of a song, but it fits right here. Because he's running up that hill, getting into moderately good exercise. So
He does do a lot of running
he does.
in this episode.
So the one thing that I'll say, and I'm not even sure how I truly feel about the first 2 episodes, which we'll call the Volchek Chronicles. Chasing Volchek.
Mm-hmm. Chasing Volchek.
Chasing the check. It seems like super over the top.
Yeah, it's real goofy.
He's living. For some reason, I always thought the first episode was them going to Mexico all the time to see Ryan. But no, he's just down the street.
Yeah.
Living in a utility closet that everyone seems to be okay with. At some point, someone needs to go, he's not okay, we're committing him. But they don't love him like they do. So he's all like, go home, Seth. I hurt everyone I know. Swear to me!
It's real dumb.
It's real Batman-y.
It is real Batman-y.
Like, let's be honest about this one. Like, he's straight up Batman. And no one understands why. And, like, even Sandy's like, Ryan, come home. I don't understand this. The script is very vague about why you're acting like this.
Yeah, he does say that. He's like, I don't get what's going on, Ryan. Talk to me. And Ryan's just like, Marissa, Rachel. Who's Rachel? Rachel. Where's Rachel? Where's Harvey Dent?
Ryan, please, come home. I don't understand why you're doing this. Talking won't kill me. I'm counting on it.
I'm counting on it. Volchek is his Harvey Dent.
Volchek is his Joker.
Yeah.
Ryan, do you want to play a game?
Volchek would have been much better portrayed by Heath Ledger.
You leave Cam Gigadit alone. His name's Cam Gigadit. He's suffered enough.
I don't care.
He was
a Never Back Down.
Never back down. Come
Torture
on.
enough for all of us. Never back down. Come on.
What a dope fucking trailer.
Breathe. That's most of what. Fuck, I never remember how to pronounce his name.
Digimon, digital monsters. Digimon are the champions.
Yes. Digimon. I don't remember what his last name is.
I think it's Jesus or Jesus.
It's something. But most of what his dialogue in that movie is just him saying, breathe! Trying to tell Jake Tyler to breathe.
I like that Digimon is teaching him MMA, not jiu-jitsu or karate
Yeah,
or
true.
boxing or wrestling
Or
or
the realest of all of the combat sports, double J, double M A.
like if you're gonna do something that is truly astounding, you go to the greatest trainer of all time, JEFF JARRETT.
you you fucking
I know,
butchered it.
I know, I know.
JEFF, haha. JARRETT, haha. That's double J, Jeff Jarrett. Haha is his legal middle name, and the suffix at the end of his name as well. like junior or senior, it's haha.
Well, his suffix. Do you have to go to clown college to earn that second haha?
No, but you do have to own clown shoes.
Ah, I see. So it's like being a First Nationer. You are only born into it. You do not have any legal claim to it outside of it. I understand.
Yes, very much.
I understand. So
You can earn the haha as a suffix if Tommy Toehold mentions you in one of his videos.
so how great is Tommy Toehold, and how great are the videos I've been sending you?
The videos were really great.
Fuck you,
They were very
cartoon.
Fuck you, cartoon.
Like, I'm not even searching for them. Like, I'll watch something else, and like I'll see it in my suggested. I'll be like, well, I don't see the red line on the bottom of that video, so that means I haven't watched it yet. Click.
Right. I mean, at least once a day in my head, I'm just when like a customer approaches me at work, I'm just like, okay, John Jones. Okay.
Okay, John. Okay, you think I'm gonna stand there and let you check me out at the register, John Jones? You think I'm just gonna let you check me out? Okay, John. Okay,
Okay, John Jones.
you're a piece of shit, John.
You're a piece of shit, John.
I'm surprised you don't go with the Dana. Oh, what do you want, clown shoes?
What do you want, clown shoes?
Shut the fuck up, you goofs.
You fucking goofs.
I love fake Dana.
So good.
So, Sandy and Kirsten Cohen. They don't do shit in this season.
They don't do fucking anything. They go out to dinner a couple times.
They double date with Julie and Bullet, which is Sandy's nightmare.
Then they double date with Spitzy and his wife, which is Kirsten's nightmare.
Then they double date with Frank Atwood and Julie, which is all of Sandy's nightmares.
It's Ryan's nightmare.
Oh, God. See, and like the thing is, like, wow, they really didn't use Kirsten a lot this season.
Nope, she just got shoehorned in with a pregnancy thing.
Well, and that was fine, because that was a nice kind of way of like bringing her full circle. But
Yeah.
like, the stuff with Kirsten was minimized to, I don't even want to say it was shoehorn, but considering what Sandy got, which was, dealing with Bullet, dealing with Julie and Bullet, dealing with Frank and Bullet, this is kind of minimized. But the parts that I really liked about this was like, they were just kind of in regular couple mode. There was no crises. But when Frank came into the picture in like episode 4 or 5, Sandy recognized him, but he didn't outright recognize him because why would he? He's like,
Right.
Frank, that because he wasn't going by Frank Atwood. I forget what he was going by. But
It
he's
was
like,
Frank something.
yeah, but like that Frank guy, like I know him from somewhere. And then he goes to his files and looks him up, and that seemed pretty like a realistic thing to do. Like, if you've only ever seen someone by their photo, you're not going to know who they are when you meet them.
Yeah.
Especially when they look like Hercules.
So the thing about Frank appearing is like I literally thought it was Matt from season 3, but older. Not even kidding. I was like, is that Matt? No, it's too old to be Matt. Is that Matt's dad?
Wait, Matt from season 3.
Yeah, the fuckhead that comes in and ruins everything with the Newport group.
Oh, I completely forgot his name.
Yeah, but he had like the same haircut. They had like the same like jawline, basically.
Are you really trying to tell me that you thought Kevin Sorbo was 20 years younger?
No, I'm not saying that I thought Kevin Sorbo was 20 years younger. What I'm saying is I thought at first they were about to do something real fucking goofy, like age this character 20 years, and be like, from season 3 is now 20 years older somehow because of some fucking time paradox, and he's played by Kevin Sorbo now.
This isn't One Tree Hill. There is no supernatural element.
I know, I know. I'm saying they look similar enough that not paying attention and putting this on in the background was enough to confuse me.
I don't think they do, but I will give you that Matt looks like, and I keep goddamn forgetting his name, water polo from season 2.
Zach,
Zach. Matt and Zach look like brothers.
also true.
Yeah. And if you had told me that he was Zach's brother in the show, I'd be like, did they cast his actual brother? So, Kirsten gets pregnant, has a baby. Nearly dies
Sandy
like
doesn't
20.
do a whole lot.
No, nearly dies like 20 times. Sandy starts working with his new best friend Spitzy, and Spitzy's whore of a wife. Spitzy's
God,
wife.
she sucks.
Like
Dude,
how does Spitzy
that
turn out so well with a wife like that?
his wife literally is. There's a baby crying in the restaurant when they're on the double date. She goes, "Can you take that thing outside?"
And it's
And then
hers.
2 seconds later, you realize it's her baby.
Oh, she's the worst. Like
And it's just one of those things. Like, oh
you
god,
know in the OC movie that we will eventually write that Spitzy gets divorced
Yeah.
after his wife nearly kills the baby.
Dude, she fucking. I'll talk to you later, ho.
Bitch, you 43. Calm down. Spitzy, what were you thinking? I love the whole they tried to hang out and it's all awkward and then then Sandy's like, listen, Spitzy, I'm 40. I'm looking for new friends. And I don't know why it's so hard. And Spitzy's like, right? It's so hard.
Yeah.
And then they become best friends. Best friends.
It's great.
It really is. And I even love, I think it's like the second episode, Sandy's like, it's not that easy being a man of my age trying to meet friends. I thought Jimmy was going to be my last friend. And then Jimmy left, then Caleb left, and I just stopped for a second. I went, wait, what? Caleb, really? Jimmy came back and left again? And I thought that was it for friends. And then meets Spitzy, and then he gets fucking Bullet. So, like, yeah, he does all right in season 4.
He does okay.
He does okay. Seth spends most of season 4 being neurotic and constantly not going to college.
Yeah, it's very strange.
He gets into the
RISD.
thank you, the Rhode Island School of Design, but he's not getting in for fall because he applied too late. So he's going in the winter. Fair, that makes sense.
Yep.
Summer
He's
gets
like going in January or something. Right?
yeah, that's the winter. He's going for the winter semester.
Yeah.
Summer gets kicked out of Harvard.
Brown.
She gets kicked out of Brown because of Che, and oh boy, Che is
Played by Chris Pratt.
yes, but Che is he's a character. So
Very strange.
they say that Summer can reapply in the fall, the next fall. So Seth goes, all right, I'll defer for another semester.
Yep.
Why? Oh God! So the entire season 3 arcs of trying to get Seth into Brown and Ryan into college are completely mooted this entire season because Ryan works as a a dish cleaner at a
And a
Mexican.
waiter.
An end waiter. Is that what they're called?
He's a waiter. He's a busboy and a waiter.
Oh, okay. At the mall's Mexican food place, and Seth
Yep.
takes a job at the comic book shop above him. Neither go to college. Season 3 was a lie.
Yeah, season 3 was pointless except for the one good thing that happened, which was killing off Marissa Cooper.
We could have done that in season 1. You were 6
We
episodes
coulda.
in, and you let her live. That's on you, show.
You
That's on
you
you.
revived her in a shitty hospital in Mexico.
You let her survive. Like, if Marissa Cooper had died in season 1, this show would have been a hell of a lot better because the entirety of season 1 wouldn't have been about fucking psychopaths trying to kill themselves to make people love them. It would have been
Yep.
about Ryan dealing with loss while opening up to his new adopted family, while dealing with the emotional burden of his past.
Hmm.
All while.
And I think that would have set up for a lot better storytelling with Julie Cooper through,
Hmm.
um, I think that would have added a layer of depth to her relationship with Caleb Nickel, and you could have done a whole lot of great things by killing off this just shit-eating, terrible character much sooner.
The only problem that I could see with not killing off Caitlyn is I don't think Shailene
Name's
Woodley.
not Caitlin, Marissa.
Sorry. I was thinking about Caitlyn. That's why I said Caitlyn.
Yeah.
The problem with not killing off Marissa comes with the idea of Shailene Woodley playing Caitlyn.
Yeah.
Say what you will about Shailene Woodley. She is a real life activist. She can be a bit of a pain in the ass. But she's not a bad actress. If you ever saw The Descendants, you know she's got some real chops.
Hmm.
And if you ever saw her in Amazing Spider-Man 2, well, then you saw parts of the movie no one else saw because she got completely cut from it. I felt bad for her too. Like, let's have a naturally light, like a light brunette come in. We'll dye her hair red, give her Mary Jane, but then we'll bring in the natural redhead, dye her hair blonde,
And blonde.
and make her play someone completely different. Oh, that's great. That's solid casting right there, folks.
I mean, honestly, I don't feel that bad for her because she's getting away with not being attached to
Amazing
such a
Spider-Man 2.
fucking such a fucking failure.
Yeah, it's bad. But, like, I think the recasting to Willa Holland made that character in Caitlyn so much more impressive. She had
Yes,
this.
she definitely was way better.
She had this youthful understanding on how the world worked, but it is from a jaded perspective.
Hmm.
She was very teenage-like in her sultry kind of desires. Like, it was very, monosyllabic, very me first, and that's very much a teenage thing to do. And Shailene Woodley seems like the kind of, character or the kind of actress who would be more along the lines of playing the roles that she ended up playing when she was around this age, because she started in on the My Secret Life of the Teenager or whatever it was called, and she got pregnant in the show, and she's like, I don't know what to do. That very much seems like a Shailene Woodley character, the consistently, unsure of herself character. While Willa Holland has always kind of had that very assertive, understanding kind of quality to herself that makes these characters really stand out when they're kind of broken. Because when you think about her in Arrow, Thea is literally just Caitlyn with a richer family and a lot stronger daddy complex.
Yeah.
Like, let's be honest about that one. So, I don't want to think about a world where Marissa dies in season 1 because I'm not sure. I'm not sure if we would have gotten Willa Holland. So,
Well, I mean, you can still follow the logic of the scenario you set up where, you know, have like the younger Caitlyn try and, do more adult style things, including like, moving in towards Ryan and getting closer with him after the death of Marissa, and then after the death of Marissa, have Julie send her off to boarding school, and then she comes back years later and then picks back up as Willa Holland. But nothing has really changed. Have her still trying to be to acting more adultish, and doing what she does in like season 3 and season 4, but you no longer have. I had a thought and I just fucking lost it.
Well, here's my thing. If we could go back in time and alter Willa Holland being cast in the first place, I think we can do everything that we're just suggesting. But I don't like the idea of Shailene Woodley in this character. Like, she really didn't stand out at all. And granted, she was given very minimal scenes.
She had like maybe 3 scenes in season 1.
And they were all in like the first 4 episodes.
Yeah, and then she was gone
Yeah.
for basically a season and a half.
And ironically enough, like the angle I'm kind of throwing out there, she did. She did with Marissa's boyfriend. What was his name? Matt? Mike?
Johnny?
No, the first season 1.
Luke.
She crushed on Luke.
Yeah.
When he came to see Julie, she opens the door. Hi, Luke. I got a new thing. You want to see it? And Luke's like, sure thing. So like the angle worked, but it was a lot more innocent, and like that's what Shailene was bringing to the table, and I don't think that would have worked. So if we could have recasted it with Willa Holland, who was about 2 years older anyway, it would have worked, and it wouldn't have been as awkward.
Yeah.
For her to go from 11 to 14 in a year and a half.
It was very strange how they just kind of were like, yeah, she's 14 now. It's like, wasn't she 10 when she left?
And like literally, I think Jimmy says in season 1, Julie, she's 11.
Yeah. It's very odd.
It's extremely odd. The best line though that Shailene Woodley had is Jimmy's talking about getting rid of the horse, and Julie's like, you can't get rid of the horse, or you can't get rid of the pony. She loves it. And Jimmy's like, we have to get rid of the pony, or whatever the hell the name is. She probably doesn't even love it anymore. And then she walks in and goes, Buttercup is the best thing ever. And then like she's got like her little riding helmet on. She just storms out, and Jimmy's just like, what am I gonna do? The fucking pony has alopecia.
The pony has alopecia.
What I love is in season 3, it still has alopecia.
Yeah, what a worthless throwaway detail that made its way into way too many episodes.
What I find fascinating is, even though they're living in a goddamn trailer, the pony's still being bought and paid for and boarded.
Yeah, very strange.
What was the pony's name? Peanut Butter? Buttercup?
I don't fuck if I remember, dude.
The San Antonio Alamo
pony.
Bowl presented by Alamo Beer and Peanut Butter Reese's? Dale Gribble. The pony's...
Dale, if it gets 1 degree hotter, I'm kicking your ass.
The pony's called Heyo. No. It's called. No, I'm sorry. Dale says Wingo.
Wingo.
If I ever get a pony with alopecia, I'm naming it Wingo. If I ever have a child with alopecia, I'm naming it Wingo.
His name is Wingo.
What's your kid's name? This is Wingo Chad Porto.
Wingo Chad.
Hi, Wingo. How do you spell your name? Wingo.
Wingo.
He's Nordic. So who else do we have in season 4? Willa Holland. No. This is the okay. I had very mixed feelings.
Right there, bud?
I had very mixed feelings about this. So, like, in the episode you told me, like, oh, episode 4 has, like, the best 5 minutes of TV history. The first opening 5 minutes of TV history. So I didn't remember the first 5 minutes being all that good, so I went back to watch. And
I don't remember what those... I don't remember what it is now.
It was like Seth complaining about Summer, and Ryan couldn't sleep, so Ryan was watching Bollywood.
Oh, yeah.
But this is right after the episode where Julie tells Caitlin, I'm not going to date anymore. And Caitlin goes, okay, sure. And so Julie goes to a club, hooks up with this fucking Nordic beefcake dude. And he's like a tennis pro. And she wakes up, And she's like, you gotta go. My daughter's gonna find out you're here, and it's not gonna be good. And this Swede walks
Yeah.
downstairs and sees Caitlyn making food, and he just goes, and Caitlyn goes, "Are you my new daddy?"
Are you my new daddy? And he just fucking bolts.
That scene was so like emotionally confusing. I'm like, wait, what? Don't say that. You're 15. Stop.
Well, unfortunately, society has ruined the word daddy forever, so.
Like once you hit 13 or 14, you cannot use that word. You can't. Puberty has ended that word for you. Anytime before, completely acceptable. If I hear an 8-year-old saying it, like, oh, okay, you're 8. Yeah, it's fine. If you're 17, you're not using it in the proper context anymore.
If you're 17 and saying daddy, chances are you're not talking to your father.
Yeah.
And that's just the long and short of it there, bud.
So when Caitlyn says, I'm like, wait, what? You can't say that, Caitlyn.
Like, that is inappropriate, young lady.
I think one of the things that they missed on was they did a great job fixing the relationship with Caitlyn and Julie. Singing night moves in a trodden, destroyed, derelict ice cream shop at the end of the season, beautiful. But I think they really missed out on Caitlyn and Julie having that final or any eruption against one another. Because while in season 3 they weren't really compatible, they weren't really at each other's throats. Julie was trying to repair the relationship, and Caitlyn was just being, 14, just an obnoxious teenager. But in season 4, you had the opportunity to really have them at each other's throats because of the whole tennis pro guy.
Yeah.
Caitlyn even tells Luke's brothers, what a great callback.
Those two fucking
They were the
worthless characters.
They were the best. They were just
Top and Shorty.
They were just the most dumb people, and Caitlyn could use them to her whims. And what made sense is it makes sense that they would all know each other. Because Marissa had been dating Luke for years.
Yeah, no, it makes sense.
So I like the callback. But she tells them like
they didn't get names.
Yeah, they did.
Their names were brought up maybe once, because I guarantee you Marissa mainly referred to them as idiots.
I mean, you're not wrong.
I think the episode they were introduced in season 4 is like the episode where they get named. But other than that, I guarantee you their names are never brought up, because they're only in like 2 or 3, like maybe a scene per episode.
Mm-hmm.
If they're lucky. And I don't think they were in every episode of the season.
No, I think they're in like half. Brad and Eric were their names, by the way.
Okay.
Oh, and I looked it up. So I saw this name as well. I fucking love that Tia Carrera is in this fucking season. As the Dean of Brown.
Oh, yeah.
She plays
like,
Nani in Lilo and Stitch. She was Wayne's obsessive girl, or he was obsessed with his girlfriend in Wayne's World, and that was Tia Carrera. Yep. She's gorgeous. She's still gorgeous. Tia Carrera, marry me. But anyway.
I'm pretty sure I didn't see I was like not paying attention to the scenes with the Dean of Brown, because you were like, Tia Carrera is in it, and I just now was just like, what?
Yep.
What the fuck?
I didn't realize it was her either. Even though I've looked it up several times, and I've known about this several times.
I was like, I just finished the season, Chad. You don't have to lie to me.
So the whole part where Caitlyn and Julia are kind of both interested in the tennis pro, I thought that could have been a bigger arc. Because Caitlyn's 15, and she's driving, by the way. Okay. DOC. It doesn't make any sense. She tells Brad and Eric, she's like, I got real feelings for this guy. And then she sees him banging her mother. So that couldn't have sat well. And, like, that could have been, like, a 4 or 5 episode arc. But it wasn't. It died the next episode.
And it turned out that he was the Bullet's son.
Yeah. Which would have been even more intriguing, considering how Caitlyn ends up getting attached to the Bullet.
And it just gets dropped immediately.
You know, as sexy as Willa Holland is, like, she's gorgeous. I
Mhm.
find her very endearing, especially in the scenes where, like, she's dancing with Bullet. Like, it's so just heartwarming.
It's a great scene.
It really is. You know, because all she really wants is a stable father figure. And let's be honest, Jimmy's not going to be that guy.
Nope.
Marissa,
Well, how can he from Maui?
I'm moving to Hawaii to establish a boat party company, and I'm going to be plastered on cocaine for the next 3 seasons. I mean years.
And then Marissa just goes, cocaine. Did you say cocaine?
Did you say nose candy?
Because if so, Dad, I would like to move with you.
All right, daughter, but don't go getting involved in any creepy beach bums who might kill you.
I will absolutely not listen to a word you're saying.
Oh,
And then
okay.
Jimmy will be like, okay,
Dead.
you're my daughter. I can't stop you. I have to let you bloom like the wildflower you are, or whatever bullshit Jimmy Cooper would say.
He wouldn't even say that. He wouldn't even call her. He'd still be 16 horse deep in his recent adventure.
Man, remember that very, very small, not like nonsensical, pointless relationship that he had with Kirsten's sister?
That was the highlight of his life.
That was it.
Like
That's when we all stopped caring about Jimmy Cooper.
he should have went with her to Japan. Let's be honest.
It would have been a much better ending for him.
Yup.
Instead, he gets sent off like a bitch.
Several times over, by the way.
Yeah.
Marissa, I have to find myself. You're 43. What do you mean find yourself? You have 2 daughters and a
He got
psychotic
men-
ex-wife.
He got mentioned way too much in the second to last episode.
Well, yeah, that's because, you know, his family was dying. So and it was all by Sandy, if I remember correctly. We should really let Jimmy know what's going on. And
No,
then
in the second to last episode, after they've shored up all of the, or maybe it's the last episode. I can't remember. It's whenever they find it. Is it whenever they find out? No, I'm trying to. And maybe it's the episode before the earthquake stuff. He gets brought up way too much in the episode where Summer is like having doubts. Summer and Seth are having doubts about the relationship. Kirsten finds out she's pregnant, and they're reminiscing. And she tells it's when she admits to Sandy that she had a abortion.
yeah. Oh, yeah. Well, of course he got brought up a lot. He was in the goddamn episode. Not the actor who played him, but he was. He had a couple flashback scenes.
Yeah, and the fucking Seth and Summer just she's like, what if I never find my Sandy Cohen? And I'm like, wow, he's right there. Like, you don't have to keep talking about Sandy like he's like this inachievable, perfect husband, even though he kind of is because Sandy's the best character on the show.
He has one negative quality.
Hmm.
The way he
Which would be?
says schmear.
That's his best quality.
That's his worst
How
quality.
dare you. His best quality is how he says schmear. The second best quality is his eyebrows.
No, his best quality is how he says yoga lattes.
Yoga
Yoga lattes.
lattes.
That was the first time Ryan cracked a joke. Yoga lattes.
Oh man.
In Ryan's 35 years of existence at that point, that was the first time he ever laughed at a joke.
I feel like there was more room in the show for like Seth, Sandy, and Ryan to just like be a trio and hang out and do stuff together.
Every episode should have started with them in the kitchen riffing.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Like every episode. And then
Just-
Kirsten would come in with
Just
the
having a good time.
the goal of the episode. She walks in, well, my father's at it again, or do you believe what Julie Cooper did? And
yeah,
then
they just set it up like a fucking like a
sitcom.
one-off comedy, like a sitcom. Yeah.
There's a laugh track. Seth goes, do I have a brain tumor, or do you guys hear that too?
Fucking somebody walks in with a boombox playing a laugh track.
No, Ryan's just looking around. I thought I was the only one who heard it. And Sandy goes, "It's been here since we moved in." Kirsten's like,
Yeah.
Kirsten's like, "I never understood what that was. I always just
We,
thought Sandy set it up." The very next scene, you see
yeah.
them putting everything into a moving truck. Like they finally all realize that they're not crazy, and that yes, they actually do hear this nonsense.
Yeah, like it sends Kirsten into a panic. She's like, "Wait, Sandy, you don't know what that is? I always thought that was you this entire time." He's like, "What do you mean?" She's like, "I just assumed that you set this up as some long, elaborate prank because you're who you are, and that you've been waiting for the big payoff." Uh, and then,
Ryan goes,
it's just like,
"Yeah, I thought the same thing.
yeah, and Seth's like, "Dad, this wasn't you," and he's just like,
I thought it was
and
you."
then, and then, and then Sandy's just like, "We need to leave." Like you see, he gets real serious. He's just like, "We gotta go."
Flash
Oh
forward
man, that'd
5
be great.
years, Luke and his father return to the OC, and Luke's father goes, "We have to stop by the Coens. I left something there." "Hey guys," and it's like a completely different family. And Luke's father goes, "It's my laugh tracks response mechanism. Every time someone says a joke, it automatically starts." Luke just goes, "Dad, that's
It
the
detects when someone. Yeah.
Dad, that's." I want to say a different way, but I'll just go with it. "Dad, that's the lamest thing you've ever done." "Dad, you date men, and that's the lamest thing you've ever done." I'm using lame as a stand-in, but you can understand what
No,
I'm going
what
for.
what he would say is, "Dad, I would have thought the most embarrassing thing in my life would have been the day that you were outed to all my friends, and they would pick on me incessantly for it. Until today, I now realize that this little device you have here that you've come up with is absolutely the most embarrassing thing you could ever do to me as a father. How dare you?"
He goes, "Wait a second, son. Have you met my new boyfriend?" Johnny walks in. "Hey, guys!" "Dad,
Oh my god,
you're dating
it's
someone my
Boardy.
age?" Why?
I'm dating a surfboard.
That was the joke.
Aw, damn it, I stepped all over it.
I was going to say, "Dad, you're dating someone my own age?" And Johnny goes, "Oh, no, I'm Dad. No, he's dating Boardy."
And then they freak out because it's like a ghost. Ah!
Well, Luke would freak out. At this point, Luke's father is well aware of the ghost. He's having sex with a surfboard. He's seen weirder things. Why does the surfboard always have trunks on?
Why is a surfboard wearing a wig?
Why are you calling the surfboard Ryan?
Oh boy.
So let's talk about Ryan real quick, because he went full 30 on this goddamn season.
Yeah, so I guess like I mean, have we Ryan and Taylor is obviously the thing that we should say for last because
Yes, it's
theirs
the
was
best.
the most prominent relationship. Do do we talk about? Is there anything else that we need to talk about? I mean,
Ryan
about
went
Sandy and
full
Kirsten?
30.
Well, yes. I'm
Like,
saying we can get to Ryan.
he got the haircut, he's got the 30 job, he's got the 30 demeanor. That dude went from 18 to 30 like that.
Yeah.
You can't even hide it anymore. Like, in the first season, you could kind of pass, maybe. And, like, you know, you aged really hard because you were working the field at 12 kind of way. You can't do that now. Like, you look more like Bruce Wayne than you do Dick Grayson. Just saying, kid. Just saying.
Is that a Gotham reference?
Yeah. Seth is just ping ponging between comic jobs and Ryan's desire to kill Volchek and Summer becoming the great character that she is. Summer gets a bunny rabbit, and it's amazing because he calls it pancakes.
She calls the bunny.
She calls her pancakes because Pancakes gets pregnant.
Yes. She initially thinks that Pancakes is a boy.
Yes. But still, she named a fucking rabbit Pancakes, and if that's not the most adorable thing you've ever heard, I don't know what is. And I think you have no soul.
The only thing more adorable than that is when she gives Ryan one of Pancake's little bunnies, and its name is Flapjacks.
Oh, God damn, that's right.
Yeah.
So Summer in this season is fantastic. She starts off overcompensating with Marissa's death and jumping full on into the environment. Then she tapers
She's
off.
becoming mini Al Gore.
Yes. Then she tapers off because she doesn't want to lose Seth. And I love that she has a whore of a roommate. And like they're not even downplaying that the roommate's a whore. Like I love
Oh
that.
yeah, they
That's
just
great.
straight on.
You're a bit of a whore,
Yeah.
aren't you? Yep.
She
All
just goes,
right.
"Yep."
And everyone's just like, all right. So she's like, yeah, let's get back into gossip and the valley, and she realizes that she doesn't really like it anymore, and she actually is kind of more ecocentric, but she isn't completely ecocentric. She's still her, and I thought that was like a great little twist. But she ends up getting kicked out of Brown because Che convinces her to free all the bunnies,
Yep.
and Summer, being the adorably genius, naive, just flower child that she is, goes along with it and kidnaps Pancakes and releases all the other bunnies. And then she sees Tia Carrera, who's the dean of Brown, and she's like, "Yeah, what even were the experiments on the bunnies? Or no, it was like a random student." She's like, "What were the bunnies being experimented on?" And they're like, "Oh, the mating habits of bunnies." She's like, "Oh, so they
Yeah.
weren't being used for like cosmetic testing?" Nope, just to see how bunnies behave with other bunnies. And Summer goes, "Oh, fuck. I done fucked up." So she ends up getting expelled, but she comes home and she has a great episode with Thanksgiving where she's dealing with the destruction of the Roberts, um, Cooper, Nickel family.
Ugh, I hate
and
it.
and she like, ends up having TGI Fridays for Thanksgiving with her dad. And it's kind of adorable.
No, they go to Chili's.
Oh, sorry, Chili's. It's less adorable now. Dad, how do you feel about going to Chili's? I like Chili's. They got them baby back, baby back, baby back, baby back. Chili's baby back ribs. Barbecue sauce. So
Barbecue.
the thing that I think was really interesting was the whole Dr. Roberts stuff.
Hmm.
Because in the first episode, Dr. Roberts is accused of cheating on Julie by Caitlin. And Julie's so whacked out of her mind, she doesn't know which way is up. To the point where she tries to move a built-in. And that's the best. For those that don't know, a built-in is essentially a piece of furniture that is literally built into the house. In this case, it was a bookshelf or like a bookcase
Yep.
or an entertainment unit that was anchored to the wall. And this is a very common practice. You know, if you're in the Midwest like we are, that doesn't happen. But it's a very common practice in California because of earthquakes. So she tries to move this built-in, and it nearly kills her. And the running gag for the entire episode is, "Sweetheart, that was a built-in." Or Marissa's like, "My mom nearly killed herself moving a built-in." Or my mom nearly killed herself moving a bookshelf. Didn't she know it was a built-in? No. And then she runs into Kirsten, and she's like, "Where's your mother?" And she's like, "She's underneath the bookshelf." And Kirsten just goes, "I told her it was a built-in."
Yep.
Like, it was the best running gag ever. It was just so slapsticky. But so she's kind of lost in her own shit, and Dr. Roberts ends up reconvening and reconciling with the step monster, much to
Oh
Summer's
yeah.
chagrin. And throughout the first two episodes, like Dr. Roberts is like, "Julie, talk to me. Like, you don't need to, you know." And he was like really fucking good. Like, as a human being, he's like, "You don't need to get over it. Just let me in."
Yeah, that was like the part that I think is the most important. Where it's not like a character trying to convince another character to get over like such a significant event like the loss of her daughter. It was literally him saying, he's like, nobody's gonna expect you to get over this either.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, just let someone help.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and it's unfortunate because he was such a good guy, And then not that she's been with like a bunch of scumbags. I mean, she's been with Jimmy Cooper, Caleb Nickel,
You were saying?
Dr. Roberts. What?
You were saying?
Yeah, I know. Um, Dr. Roberts,
Frank
and then
Atwood.
Frank Atwood
Bullet's
and
son. No.
Gordon Bullet.
Let's be honest. Gordon Bullet and Dr. Roberts are the only two decent men she's ever let inside of her.
Yeah, let's.
And there's a few.
Frank Atwood was not a total garbage, but we cannot forget the fact that years prior to him dating Julie Cooper, he did beat his son and wife mercilessly.
And it's not like
Son
beat his
and
son
wife.
when his son was like... It wasn't like when Ryan was fighting her boyfriend in season 1, where he's like 16, right? The heavy implication is he was a child.
Yeah. Beat his children.
Yeah, this isn't
Small
Kevin Nash
children.
fist fighting his son on Christmas Eve.
Yeah.
Which literally happened.
This isn't Kevin Nash launching Rey Mysterio into the side of a trailer.
No, it's literally what it is.
No, Rey Mysterio at the time was a grown man. How old was Rey Mysterio in WCW?
Sure. He's 4'11", grown man.
How old was Rey Mysterio in WCW?
22.
Yeah, that makes that sounds right. I was gonna say he started wrestling at 2.
He actually
Tell me I'm wrong.
He started wrestling at 12. So it's not like you're being flippant, but you're not wrong. Like, let's be honest. 12 is still pretty young.
I mean, Guerrero started wrestling at 14 or something like that.
Yeah.
Probably younger.
I don't want to say what I'm about to say, but I'm going to. I apologize.
Say it.
Them Mexicans start young.
No, I mean, that's fine. You didn't say anything. The way you said it, yes, could have been worded better. What you said was not necessarily offensive, considering the fact that I'm sure I'm overshooting how young Eddie started wrestling.
No, I think like 12 to
think,
14 is usually... Like, TJP started wrestling when he was like 13, I think, 14.
Yeah. But I mean, when
Hasn't
Eddie
learned how to do it since.
I mean, Hector and Mondo were how much older than Eddie?
15 to 20 years.
Yeah.
Because
so,
Chavo was 3 years younger than Eddie.
Yeah.
And Eddie was his uncle.
And Chavo Sr., Hector, and Mondo were all older than Eddie.
Chavo, I think it's Chavo, Mondo, Hector, Eddie.
Then Eddie. Yeah.
So anyway, Dr. Roberts is Eddie Guerrero.
Yes.
Frog splashing his way through the hose of Newport. And so he reconciles with the step monster, and then he's like, listen, Julie, I was offered a job with the hospital in Seattle that everyone seems to like watching. Grey's Anatomy.
Ha 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 ha.
Which I thought was the dumbest thing in the world because it's not even canonical. Grey's Anatomy and the OC have no shared universe. I don't know why they introduced the hospital.
Yeah, I don't know.
Like, it would have made more sense if you would have gone with Sacred Heart, because Chuck used Sacred Heart for some of its latter seasons, and the guy who created the OC created Chuck. So like, y'all missed the boat on that one, ya dinguses. So he's like, I'm moving to Seattle Mercy or whatever it is, and I'm going to take this job, and it's going to be real big paying good. I don't know how much better it could be considering he was just working on rich noopsies. So, like, he could gouge them. Now he's going to an actual hospital. I don't think that's how it works, but whatever. So he's like, I've bought this mansion and paid for it, and you can stay here, Julie, because my daughter needs a place to stay. Because the idea of her coming to me in Seattle is not one that we want to have. So they keep her, they keep the house going. And Julie gets to live in there, but she doesn't have any money, so like there's never any food. So it's a weird juxtaposition where they have all the amenities, but none of the actual inclusivities. It's just a weird way to do it, Like it felt like they were too embarrassed or too shy to go back to the trailer park idea, which would have made more sense, especially when Bullet came into the scene. but
Yeah.
what are you going to do? Oh, by the by, Julie starts a prostitution ring.
Yeah, she does start a prostitution ring, but I don't care. Like, it was like, here's the misadventures of Julie Cooper for this season.
I just loved
And
how she straight up said, "Do we need to tell what's her face that she doesn't have chlamydia or herpes? Because she's a real bitch."
um, the first thing, not even kidding, and I just want people to understand this. This isn't me being satirical. The first thing that Julie Cooper does in this season is try and get Ryan to kill Volchek.
Yep.
That's
Well,
legit.
technically, the first thing that Julie does is get super stoned. Because the
Yes.
first few scenes we get are actually a flash forward. Because
Right.
we used my least favorite mechanism in all of entertainment, where we started the show with the here's what's going on, and then 36 hours earlier. Oh, really? 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 Fucking hate that gimmick.
I agree with you. That shit's garbage.
It's just so bad. So, all right. Julie ends up getting her shit together, falls for Ryan's father, as well as wanting to give Caitlyn a father, so she starts dating Bullet. I don't know if she ever loved Gordon.
She doesn't. She admits it several times.
Well, but at the end, she does, or I think she might, because she.
Well, at the end, she has definitely a fondness for him, but she chooses to stay single instead of choosing Frank or Bullet.
And let's
over
talk
the
about that
other.
real fast. I understand why they went that route. The idea that Julie finally decides to take control of her own independence, very empowering. The question that I have, was that the right ending to go with? She has a new son, probably named Marissa. Not sure why.
Mm-hmm.
Caitlyn still doesn't have a father. Because let's be honest, Jimmy's not filling that role.
Yeah.
And Gordon is kind of left in the lurch several times over. This isn't the first time Julie's fucked with him. So, like, there's a lot of chaos still there. Now, I like the idea of everyone's like, well, yeah, Bullet still, he still loves Julie and loves Caitlyn, so he's part of the family. And Ryan's father, Frank, he had a baby, so he's part of the family. And Caitlyn's got all these surrogate family members. Oh, it's so great. That doesn't happen. Your mom doesn't have two boyfriends that she shares a bed with at all times of the night. Like, that doesn't happen.
Yeah.
So, like, I wish there would have been something. Like, the idea of Frank finally stepping up to marry Julie would have made at least some sense. But, like, they decided to go with the Julie has her independence now. And, I'm like, all right, whatever. I guess. Caitlyn deserves more than this, though. She got a new brother out of it. So that's kind of cool.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, Caitlyn did try to get Frank out of the picture multiple times.
Let's be fair. Frank beat his children. Not the worst idea.
Yeah.
There was also a point of reference that I thought was really, like, I loved this scene. I think it was in the first part of the two-part Earthquake episode, where they go to the party for Taylor, and he runs into Caitlyn, and he goes, Caitlyn, I just want to tell you that, no matter what happens, I'll always consider you my sister. And I thought that was really endearing. And then, sure shit, they are, in fact, siblings through a pregnancy. Because her brother is Ryan's brother.
Yeah. They're half brothers.
Step siblings. So,
my favorite juxtaposition of all that was like, he's like, no matter what, you're my little sister. And she goes, well, Ryan, since I am your little sister, you need to smarten the fuck up and go tell Taylor that you love her.
yeah, that was spot on. Caitlyn with the hard truths. By the by, Ryan never spends any time with his brother. His other brother. He's a bad brother.
Which other brother?
The baby brother. The other.
Yeah, well.
The other baby brother.
Yeah, well. you know, Ryan. Ryan does what Ryan does.
Probably just saw the kid and went, you have a weird shaped head.
So let's see here. Ryan's got his older brother Trey, his half brother that he doesn't have a name, his adopted brother Seth.
His sister through brotherly relationship, Caitlin.
Sister-in-law, technically.
Stepsister, I would say.
Stepsister.
Which means that he fucked his other stepsister.
Oh
The
no.
OC, incest.
Oh no. Harsh truths come to light.
So Ryan's been inside the girl or the woman, whose genetic DNA is now inside of his brother. Well, I'm glad this show is over.
We can just stop the podcast.
It's dead. We killed
we've
it.
gone too far.
we didn't go too far. We just realized the truth that they set up.
We've realized too much. I need to go scrub my brain.
We looked into Pandora's box. We've seen the universe at its inception. We stared at the eye of the immortal calling and it blinked, and now we have no idea what the fuck to do with our reality.
How do we put this back into Pandora's box?
Please
let me.
We just saw Tony Stark be unable to solve a simple math problem.
Yeah. Oh no.
There are just some things that you don't unravel, man.
I hate it.
There's just some things you don't unravel. So Ryan gets to fuck Taylor in season 4, so that's great. There's no relationship issues there. There's no familial interactions there.
No, but unfortunately, Ryan entered himself into a contract that he will not be able to get out of ever. Which is having to deal with Taylor's mom. The worst character.
What I like about Taylor's mom is that they didn't redeem her. They just gave her an extra layer. She's still an unbearable bitch. But she still cares about her daughter.
Yeah, no, it's good. Like that was a good scene in the earthquake episode for her to run in and be like,
and then get shot.
And get shot immediately. She goes, I was looking for you, but you obviously don't care about me because you shot me.
And Taylor's just like, Mom, shut the fuck up.
Yeah, and the entire time she's like, now I have to go get a new blah blah blah.
But she showed up.
Yeah, no, she showed up.
Which is all Taylor really needed. Because let's be honest, Taylor Townsend does not need anyone's help.
Poor girl.
Like that
poor girl.
Yeah, I mean, she had to grow up on her own. But like, let's be honest, Taylor Townsend knows how to take care of herself. She just wants love. She can make money. She gets by just fine. All she really wants is someone to love her. So the mere fact that her mother shows up, it's enough. Unlike with Caitlin, whose father has decided to be a hedonist out off the Pacific Southeast.
He was watching too much Futurama. He saw hedonism bot.
Futurama was dead at this time. He didn't even watch Futurama. He's just a lascivious perv. Let's be honest here. What the fuck happened to that character, man?
Look, man, I was trying to shoe in my hedonism bot.
I know.
Imitation.
You have an impersonation?
I don't know. I just like saying, "Oh, Jambe."
That's not bad. I like that hedonism bot is just a fat robot melded onto a golden Shea lounge.
And he has a black manservant named Jambi.
Hedonism bot's kind of racist.
Yeah, I mean, he's supposed to be like a fat Julius Caesar type Roman emperor, you know.
He's actually Caligula.
Jambe.
He's actually Caligula.
Oh yeah, that makes So. Yeah.
Okay,
So do we get into the meat and potatoes of season 4?
let's get into the episodes.
Oh, the episodes. We're doing this episode by episode.
Yup.
Fuck, we're gonna be here. We're gonna be here a while.
Well, not really, because the first 2 episodes are pretty easy.
Yeah, we gotta try and get through this quickly because I do have to be up fairly early tomorrow.
So in the Avengers, we've already gone through most of this. Marissa's dead.
The Avengers.
Right. Marissa's dead. Summers and Brown, Seth and Ryan are doing their Seth and Ryan stuff. Ryan's obsessed about killing Volchek. Seth's obsessed with trying to get Ryan back away from killing Volchek. It's a whole thing.
Ryan's doing underground cage fighting.
And not well.
No, he's just basically, he's literally getting the shit kicked out of him because he feels like he deserves it for letting her die.
Yeah, it's pretty sad. In the Gringos, Ryan and Seth go to Mexico to find Volchek.
Mm-hmm.
Sandy and Kirsten go after them. Taylor is not in France anymore and tells Summer why, and it has to do with the fact that she got married. Because this episode that we're doing right now is going to be called A Season for Peaches.
I hate you.
I
fucking hate you so much.
Caitlin is finally getting her mother out of the house. Julie's volunteering at a clothes drive, but it turns out that Caitlin, she done fucked up. She's stealing clothes. Which was like such a minor plot point, but it is what it is. So in the cold turkey, this is the Thanksgiving episode. Volchek turns himself in. Ryan finds out where he is and goes to his hotel room to kill him. But then he decides not to because Volchek is very remorseful. And Sandy's like, you're going to spend the rest of your life in prison. And I'm like, no, he isn't. It's an accidental manslaughter charge. He's looking at 5 years tops, Sandy. Like, goddamn. Like, this fucking show, man. This fucking show. Summer prepares for life to face life in Newport as she returns from Brown. She really fucked over Seth in this episode. Like, Seth just wanted to be closer, and she kept dodging him. Julie finds herself alone on Thanksgiving when she's not welcome to the Cohen house. So one of the things that happened in the first 3 episodes is that Sandy and Kirsten took really big offense, and I'm not sure why, to Julie trying to use Ryan to kill Volchek. Just like, is it really the worst thing she's ever... Yeah, okay, it is.
Yeah, pretty much.
Fair point. And this is the woman who tried to frame a murder on Ryan, who tried to get Ryan expelled from school,
Yep.
who tried to get Ryan to date her daughter because she didn't want her daughter dating the Mexican boy. Yep. So, like, let's be honest. This is the worst thing she's ever done.
Yeah.
In the metamorphosis, Summer realizes her new personality is just a new way of coping with Marissa's death, and Seth continues to support her. Ryan helps Taylor legalize her divorce. Meanwhile, Julie and Caitlin attempt to stay out of trouble. So that the Julie and Caitlin stuff is the dating at the tennis pro stuff. At least I think it is. No. No.
So
this is the episode prior.
This is the episode after.
No, right before. Because episode 5 is the episode that you told me had the 5 greatest moments, because it was the episode where Ryan couldn't sleep.
Well, this was the episode where they tell each other that Caitlin's gonna stay out of trouble, and Julie's gonna not be a floozy.
Yes.
And then by the end of the episode, Julie's in a club with whoever, just some random dude,
getting blasted on the floor.
Pretty much, yeah. And then she gets like leaned back and she looks behind her, and then Caitlin is in the club with a fake ID that she's not supposed to be in. Right.
So they've already fucked up. But episode 5 is the best line of the season. Are you my new daddy? So because of all the turmoil that Ryan's going through, he's now having issues sleeping because he doesn't have a purpose. And that was something we need to talk about this episode in more depth, because this is how broken Taylor is. She literally pretends to be a sleep therapist to try to fuck Ryan. It's bad enough that she was taking her father's sex therapy education in her own hands to help Summer and Seth.
The fucking great... Oh my god, you reminded me of that line and how good it was.
So the best part of this of episode 5 is she rolls in and everyone's talking about just random mundane stuff. And she walks in and she goes, "Is Ryan here?" And like, yeah, he's just waking up. And like, I think it was Kirsten's like, "I'm about to bring him coffee," and she's like, "I'll take that." She takes the coffee, puts it down, takes off her morning coat, and she's got this slinky, tight, thick black dress on.
Mm-hmm.
And she positions everything and she struts on in. I'm just like, God damn, Shibata hit me with that goodness. God damn.
God damn.
And she walks in. She's like, "I got you coffee." And Ryan's like, "I'm not drinking coffee." "Well, why not?" "Well, I gotta stay up at night. You see, I'm sad man."
Sad man.
Na 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 na.
Oh,
Sad
man.
man. Bam, 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 bam. And like you see like Ryan Atwood like all sad and depressed and like a cartoon comic-y kind of designed. And then like you've seen the '60s intro, right? Of the Batman
Yeah.
the show. Like so you see like Batman beating up everybody, and it's like Adam West is Batman, and then like then you see Robin beating up people, and it's Burt Ward is Dick Grayson. Well, same intro. Ryan Atwood is Sandman, and he's just like standing there sulking and like looking down and downtrodden and like, and then like you see like the other pop in is like da da da, and then co-starring as Robin, Boardy.
Boardy. We all know what Sandy's superhero name would be.
Schmear.
The Schmear.
You can't escape me. I am the Schmear. So
no, we can't give Ryan the superhero name of Sad Man. He's already Kid Chino.
So sad man here can't go to sleep because Taylor deduces that Ryan no longer has a purpose now that Volchek has turned himself into custody, because Ryan had been living day to day, thinking that in the morning of the next day he would find Volchek and bring him in. And Ryan is so tired, he thinks that that's the honest to God truth, and he goes, "Huh, Taylor, you may have been onto something." And then at the end of the episode, Taylor falls asleep, and then Ryan falls asleep, and it turns out he's just really horny.
Yeah.
By the by, why is it Ryan can never get laid on this show?
There's probably some like actual legit. It's like we didn't want the show to be like stupidly about teenage sex and blah blah blah. What it really is that they just don't want the viewers to have nice things, and they don't want the viewers to be happy. And Ryan being happy means that the viewers would be happy, and there can be no viewer satisfaction.
So let's be clear. Summer and Seth have sex like every scene from like the end of season 1 on.
Pretty much, yeah. But nobody cares about them.
We've seen Sandy and Kirsten about to get it on. Julie does not have more than 30 seconds of screen time in an episode where she's not involved physically. But Ryan has 2 scenes in the entirety of the show where he gets laid. That's it.
There's a bunch of scenes where he almost gets laid.
And there's another one in season 4 where he gets in the bed with Taylor and she's like, "Everything but," and he's like, "Everything but." And I'm just like, huh?
They sleep together at the end of season 4.
No, they don't. He's bleeding from his abdomen.
No, at the wedding.
They don't sleep together at the wedding.
They get busted in on by the gay guy.
Oh.
And he shuts the door, and then they go back after it.
But do they finish, you think?
I'm pretty sure, yeah. It's implied, at least.
All right, fair enough. So Ryan finally gets some of that nookie.
Because not
5
kidding,
years later.
Not even kidding. The gay guy busts in on them. He sees them, and he goes, "What is it with you people?" And shuts the door. They shrug at each other and go back to kissing.
Well, that doesn't... See, all right, you're right. So the implication is they have sex. But we've been implied before with Ryan that he's had sex. And he hasn't. Many many times.
I mean, you know.
Did you even think before Ryan and Marissa finally did it in season 3 that they hadn't done it yet?
Wait, what? Rephrase your question.
When they finally fucked in season 3,
Yeah.
was there a moment prior to that episode where you think that they had not fucked at some point? Because when Ryan finally says, are you sure? I'm like, wait, you haven't yet? And I've seen this show 2 times through now.
That's like a. Yeah, I'm genuinely surprised. Going like, what the fuck? Like you. Okay.
Then we have season 2. He doesn't sleep with. I completely forgot her name.
Lindsay.
Nope. Who the fuck's Lindsay? Oh, never mind. It's implied that he doesn't fuck Lindsay. It's implied that he and Lindsay fuck too. They don't. The chick from Chino.
Teresa.
We think he's fucking Teresa and he's back in Chino. Nope. Didn't even touch her.
Well, they slept together in season 1.
Yeah. That's it. Only time. She even says in season 2, he and I, it was never like that. After he got pregnant. So, Ryan's getting the shaft on this show, man. Sandy Cohen's about to fuck his ex-girlfriend who's a terrorist, but Ryan can't have a monogamous sexual relationship with the woman he loves. What the fuck, Fox? What the fuck?
Well, again, this show should be called Fuck, actually, Don't Fuck Ryan Atwood. It should be called, this character is our main character, but we don't want him to be happy. Yep. That's what the premise of this show is.
So episode 6, Summer Bummer. Summer breeze makes me feel fine. Seth leaves Newport to visit Summer at Brown. And I think this is the episode where Summer leaves Brown to visit Seth. And they end the episode with Seth in Summer's room and Summer in Seth's room, and they're just talking on the phone.
Yeah, and he's just like, Summer, what the fuck?
What are you doing in Orange County? What are you doing in Brown? So Sandy and Kirsten try to find an opportunity to bond with Ryan. I don't remember that being a plot line at all.
Me either. What the fuck are you talking about?
Right? What kind of malarkey is this, Wikipedia? Caitlin attempts to gain harbor recognition by throwing a party, which makes sense because I think they're dragging the keg through the house, and Summer's like, "What are you guys doing?" Oh wait,
yeah,
no, it wasn't the end of the episode because Seth returns to the OC in time to see Shay and Summer handcuffed together. Che.
Yeah, that was the party episode. Yeah,
because Che had just gotten her kicked out of Brown by ratting her out.
Yeah, he pushes Che into the pool, and
Summer goes with him.
Summer goes with him because they're handcuffed together. No, this is the episode where Caitlin just somehow manages to work out that her high school rival, her boyfriend's gay.
Right, but
yeah. And then Ryan walks in on gay boyfriend and Roger,
Taylor's boyfriend.
The gay guy that Taylor hired to make Ryan jealous.
Roger, are you gay? No. Yeah.
It's like, no. What would make you think that?
But the best part, because it's peak Ryan. Ryan goes, I don't care, but you got to tell Taylor, man. And he goes, Taylor knows. And Ryan goes, wait, what? Okay, no, this tracks. Hang on.
And
it takes him all a half a second to realize that Taylor's been clowning him.
Yeah, that's the biggest Ryan thing to do, where he's confused for all of 30 seconds and he goes, no, this tracks. That's literally what he does that so often.
Yep. So, no one dies in this pool party, thank God.
Thankfully.
But Caitlin actually does a really, really cool thing. Caitlin's rival shows up, and she's like, all right, you win, Caitlin. All right, you're the queen of Newport. And she's like, I don't want to be the queen, you dumb bitch. I just want you to treat your friends better. And I'm like, wait, you did all this just for that? Caitlin is the true Avenger.
Oh man,
Gotta love Caitlin. So in episode 7 is the Christmas episode.
Christmas,
Well, it's Christmas because there's a
the Christmas, huh?
the Christmas. There it is. Good job, Swish. So Ryan and Taylor fall off a ladder and end up in the hospital. Taylor confronts Veronica about her attitude. Meanwhile, a letter from Marissa is sent to the Cohen house. So the letter from Marissa, I don't even think it's ever disclosed what it says.
No, they never say what it says. It's just the closure.
Yeah. So they also have this Christmas episode where Ryan and Ryan and Taylor fall off of a ladder. And it's such like a dumb thing where they're like, I'm going to hang these Christmas lights. No, you're not. I'm going to hang them. No, we've fallen on top of each other.
It's not even that. They were arguing about their relationship. She chased him up a ladder.
She's trying to give him a George Foreman grill.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Because Ryan likes his meat lean. Oh, God.
She even says, what does she say? She's like, I'm getting him a George Foreman grill because Ryan really likes his meat lean. And she looks at like Summer or somebody and she goes, obviously.
So they do that and they end up in this parallel universe thing. And it's not really a parallel universe. Like the doctor even explains what it is. It's a shared psychoses. And in this universe, they're trying to deal with their unresolved issues. So for Taylor, it's about dealing with her mommy issues. For Ryan, it's about accepting Marissa's death.
Yeah.
I think. The Ryan part really didn't make any sense. But Taylor ends up like doing all kinds of weird fucking Rachel-esque kind of hospital shenanigans where she like crawls into bed with him and sponges him off and kills the dragon to feed him his heart or something. She gets like really attached because she's out first for some reason. Ryan comes to and basically they decide to be awkward together because they don't really get together, but like they give you the idea that they decide to get together. So it's kind of adorable. We also get to see it's basically what's that movie with the Christmas movie? A guy wakes up, realizes his life would be better off if he was never born, so he gets to see it. What's that called?
Fucking It's a Wonderful Life.
Yeah. So it's a wonderful life because Sandy is married to Julie for some ungodly reason. Oh, Jimmy does come back.
Oh yeah, Jimmy's in that episode. In the fucking dream.
He doesn't even show up for his own children. But we can get him back for the Christmas episode because even Jimmy Cooper as a character who's self-aware that he's a character is still a shitty father. So Seth and Sandy, Sandy and Kirsten divorce. Sandy marries Julie, Kirsten marries Jimmy. Seth has no friends and he's the king of the comic book nerds.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of like so nothing really has changed. Nothing's really changed. Summer was getting married to Zach, I think.
No, who was it? Che.
Oh, that's right. Oh, by the by, Che is actually a rich kid, despite his granola-y things that you think he's about. No.
His full first name is Chesterfield.
Yes. And it turns out that Chesterfield was destined to move to Newport and go to Harbor High, but Ryan took his slot.
Yep.
So Che never became the eco-activist that he was intended to be. He ended up being a water polo player. And all of Summer's friends just call each other whore, slut, and hoe.
Bitch.
That's great. I fucking love it.
I hate it.
I love it. They're the worst people in the world. I love it. In episode 8, the Earth Girls are easy. Ryan plans a surprise trip for Taylor, but Seth comes along and brings Summer, whose future is at stake. Meanwhile, Bullet gets an old friend to take care of Julie's accounting, much to her displeasure and Sandy's suspicion. So this is the introduction of Ryan Atwood's father, as well as the episode where Summer believes that she's pregnant, and then Taylor pretends to be pregnant to throw Seth off the trail, leading Ryan to believe that Taylor's pregnant. And, like, the best part of this episode is, like, both of the guys kind of react in the way you would want them to. Ryan flat out says, I'm not mad that you're pregnant. I'm just mad you didn't tell me. Basically saying, yeah, it's cool the French dude knocked you up. I'll help you out. I just wish you would have been honest with me. And Taylor obviously does the most Taylor thing and overreacts to that and goes, you're calling me a whore.
Yeah.
And Ryan's like, you told me you were pregnant. What is going on here? But then they decide to have hanky-panky at the end of the episode with Taylor going, everything but. And Ryan going, everything but. And then they finger blast each other, I'm sure. And then on the flip side, Seth ends up proposing to Summer. He's like, I don't need to know if you're pregnant. I love you, and I want to get married to you. And she's like, I'm not pregnant. And he goes, oh. Well, then this was a mistake.
And then they spend an entire episode not wanting to call off the engagement because both of them are too fucking stubborn and don't want to be the one who gives in.
Well, they do want to call off the engagement, but like you said, they don't want the other one to know that it was the other one who wanted it. They want the other one to be the one who breaks up. Because they both have been, at times, shit in this couple, so they don't want to add another notch in the registry, if you will.
Yeah.
So they're actively trying to make the other person not want to get married. And then they just decide, I want to marry you, just not anytime soon. Can we put a pause on this? And he's like, yes, thank God. Oh, yeah. So that was dumb. Whatever. Then we have My Two Dads. And this episode did not go the way I was thinking of when I saw that title. Caitlin fails a class presentation and is forced to work with a wife beater. A woman abuser. A man who beats women. Oh, God, that's not what it says. A smart classmate who beats women. God damn, I did it again. Chris Brown. It's Chris Brown.
Yeah, I forgot about Chris Brown being in this. Mainly because every time he showed up on my screen, I just stopped paying attention.
I tried to. Seth and Summer move forward with their plans, regardless of how they really feel. Sandy confronts Frank about why he's in Newport. Frank's in Newport to try to get his son back. Not in like a malicious way. He just wants to get back into his life. And Chris Brown's the worst. Then in episode 10, The French Connection, Henri. I was like, it's not Henry. What is it? It's Henri Michel.
Henri Michel
Tells Ryan about Taylor's life in France, forcing him to question their relationship. Seth seeks Dr. Roberts' permission to marry Summer. Caitlin realizes she likes Will. Summer reconnects with Holly. Oh, yeah, that's right. Holly's the noopsie in waiting. And worries about her future. Meanwhile, Kirsten makes a shocking discovery at New Match. Kirsten finds out about the whoring.
The whoring.
The best part about the Henri Michel stuff, I know you hated it, but it really did bring a certain point of emphasis that I thought really worked well, where Ryan actually had self-doubt issues, something Ryan's never had in the series. Not really. You know, he even in the first few episodes, he blows off the entry exam because he knows he's smart. He just doesn't care. He's got to help Marissa. But this is the first time he's really felt intimidated by someone, because when Henri Michel's telling him about all these things that Taylor's been doing in France, he's like, you deserve better than this, than being stuck with me. So that puts a lot of strain on the relationship, and they do this cop out. I think it was it this episode or the next episode where they go to the TV studio. And they have that kind of fight, and then at the end of the episode, Ryan returns to make up with her, and it turns out to just be a dream Ryan was having. Like, that was a kick in the dick, man. Don't do that to me. That was mean. That was so mean. In 80s, episode 11, The Dream Lover, Chesterfield. brings Seth on a trip to the forest where they have a stoned out animals kind of what's the word I'm looking for? Not animal symbol.
They have like a spirit journey.
Spirit animal. There it is. Taylor
Yeah.
decides that she should no longer see Ryan. Julie begs for Kirsten's reconciliation. Caitlin shuts Will out of her life. So Will ends up being a wife beater. Oh, God, I keep doing that. Sorry. So Will's really popular because he beats women. Ah, damn it, I did it again. Okay.
Oh darn.
Oh darn. Oh darn, Chris Brown. So kind of some interesting characters in this one. So Will's like a really popular, don't do the joke. He's a really popular band dude. And he's a nice can't even say it about his character. Chris Brown is playing a character that is completely opposite of his actual personality because this character is nice and people like him. And Chris, God damn it, there's so many fucking similar names.
His name is Will.
No, what's Willa Holland's character's name? Kristen?
Caitlin.
God damn it. There's a Kirsten, there's a Kristen, there's a Caitlin. I'm sorry, there's just a lot of... They're all K's. Oh, God, what did I do? So Caitlin realizes that she's too much of a bitch and she'll end up ruining Will. So she dumps him. Martyrs. Everyone's trying to be goddamn Ryan Atwood. But two of the people in Will's banterage are actually character or actresses that would go on to be in other roles. The first being the Asian girl would be Anna from Chuck, who had a big role in the first 2 seasons. And the other one, I think her name was Eda Scher, who would go on to be, what is her name on the middle? Sue. She was Sue on the middle. She was one of the main characters. So that was kind of like wow, you have these 2 actresses playing this fucking character, like playing these bit characters. That's pretty bold. So thankfully they write Will off the show after this episode.
Yeah.
He was the
thankfully.
worst. Yes, he was the worst. Seth ends up finding that his animality is that of a what is it? An otter.
His spirit animus was an otter, and Che. Shut up. This is not Mortal Kombat.
You can't prove that it's not. We've already had people die.
Fair enough. Nobody's died in combat though.
I don't know. Vehicular combat still counts as combat.
You shut your mouth. Seth's spirit animus is an otter, and Che discovers that his soulmate spirit animus is an otter.
Yep. So props to Che, because Che completely goes beyond the realms of physical attraction.
Yeah, he literally does not care.
Right, because at no point does he ever say that he finds Seth attractive. He's following his soul animal. Because it's a soul animal. And that leads us into the Groundhog Day. Oh, by the by, episode 11 is also when Julie and Kirsten go and tell all the noopsies that they have herpes. Only to find out that it's a lie and they don't.
Yeah.
That ending where she's like, do we have to tell whatever her name is that she doesn't have herpes? Because I really enjoyed telling her that. I love that. That's great. So in episode 12 of the Groundhog Day, it's a direct continuation off of episode 11 because now that Che is aware of Seth's otterness, Che is actively trying to sleep with him, trying to seduce him, taking him on missions, breaking into things. It's all kinds of weird.
He takes him to try and rescue Newport Chuck.
Yeah, I think that's right. Which is a playoff of Punxsutawneyville.
Yeah.
So they get arrested. Sandy's proud. He's a proud papa. My boy arrested for civil disobedience. It's a big day in the Cohen household. But Che ends up discovering that it wasn't an otter that he saw. It was a beaver. Or no, it was a groundhog. because
Yeah.
Summer steals a groundhog suit so she can steal the groundhog. And they end up arresting the woman whose suit she stole. So while they're in jail, Chafe meets this beautiful girl who was in this groundhog suit. And he's like, nope, I'm in love with her. and he's like, sorry, Seth. And Seth's like, for what?
Yeah, he's like, sorry for what?
Seth just leaves all awkwardly, like looking at you, like, what? Why do you have chloroform? Why do you have rope?
You saying, why do you have chloroform? It reminds me of the fucking Johnny Curtis promo. Where he chloroforms the referee. And Maxine goes, why do you have chloroform? And he goes, why wouldn't I have chloroform? He chloroforms the referee so the ref can't get to the ring to count like like somebody like a 3 count or something for someone.
To be fair, that's
Or no.
really ingenious.
No, he chloroforms a ref so that Maxine can be the ref for a match.
Yes, it is in the backstage.
Yeah. And he's like, why do you have chloroform? And he's like, why wouldn't I have chloroform?
NXT.
God,
What was that? NXT Redemption.
Yeah, that was the NXT Redemption. Yeah.
Don't even at me, folks. NXT Redemption is better than anything NXT has ever put on.
It is really because they were just allowed to do whatever the fuck they wanted.
Yep, Vince had stopped paying attention.
He's also got another great line where he's talking. I think he's Fandango at this point, where he's talking to Renee Young, and he goes, "You're not even a real journalism." That's right. And I'm, you're not even a real journalism.
So we're back to episode 12. Kirsten's turning 40, but has her mind focused on other things. Kirsten's having lady issues. Julia's having an affair that Caitlin does all she can to stop, and Shay makes a discovery about Seth. So at this point, Julie is fucking Frank. And what's the discovery Shay makes about Seth?
The discovery Jay makes about Seth?
That's what it says.
I don't fucking... What? That makes 0 sense. I thought everything got resolved with Che in the Groundhog episode.
It did. I'm confused. Oh,
So am
wait. This was also the episode where Summer gets told, I think, that she's going to marry a man named George.
Oh, that's the the Destiny episode?
Yes.
Yeah.
So I think what he ends up discovering is because like someone tells Summer like your destiny is with George, and then like
It's
a
shopping mall kiosk, fucking what are they called?
Soothsayers.
No, what's the word I'm looking for? Fuck. I don't know. It's a lady who looks into a crystal.
The soothsayer.
That's not the term that I'm looking. What you're saying is correct. It's not the term I was looking for.
The seer of sooth.
Shut up and keep going. It's almost 3 a.m.
I want to say televangelist, but that ain't right.
No.
The Case of the Franks is episode 13. Ryan and Taylor devise a plan to bring Julie and Frank closer, but Caitlin tries to keep Bullet in Julie's personal life. Summer begins to have doubts in her relationship with Seth. Kirsten opens up about her past with Jimmy to Sandy as they prepare for the new baby. So originally, Kirsten thinks that she has like cancer or some bullshit like that because it's apparently one tree out. But she turns out that she's just pregnant and old. And when she tells Sandy, like he's elated. And she's like, I was really concerned about how you would feel about this. He's like, I love it. I was worried about being an empty nester. It's adorable.
Yeah.
So Ryan and Taylor get his father together with Caitlin and Caitlin, not what did I just say? Julie and Frank end up getting together. Caitlin ends up finding a father figure in Bullet, and everyone is happy. Then we move to arguably, in my opinion, the two best episodes of the series in the two-part Earthquake episode, the Shake Up and the Night Moves. So in episode 14, Caitlin does all she can to sabotage Julie and Frank's relationship with clown porn.
Yep.
And then I don't remember if this is actually like what they meant to do, or like if I just completely forgot like the rest of the joke. But Julie goes to Caitlin, "Where did you get the clown porn?" And Caitlin goes, "From Dr. Roberts' study." Now I don't remember if there's like another like "I'm just kidding" or if Dr. Roberts really does have a clown porn fetish. So maybe she dodged a bullet there. Maybe she dodged a bullet there, kid. Ryan and Taylor each tell each other how they feel. Taylor says she's in love with Ryan. Ryan obviously doesn't respond because they have that whole big, birthday gift fiasco, which is this episode. Summer encourages Seth to find something he's passionate about, so Seth makes a movie that ends up being terrible, and even Seth realizes it's terrible, so he tries to do better. Kirsten realizes what Newport society is all about as the night comes to a close. An earthquake hits Newport Beach. So Kirsten also starts meeting younger Newport women, and she hates them. Hates them all. Then in The Night Moves, everyone is worried about zombies, and I think that's the best fucking part of the episode.
Yeah.
Seth's like, what about the zombies, Ryan? And then when like they're in the car, and Seth's like, I'll go on without you. And Ryan's like, you're not leaving me behind. And Seth's like, yes, I'll move quicker. And Ryan's like, but what about the zombies, Seth? It's just like, that's a good point, Ryan. There are no zombies. Although that would have been a great way to end the series with zombies actually attacking Newport Beach. That would have been great. So after the earthquake, Ryan tells Seth he needs to get to the hospital. So this was like a really amazing moment because during the earthquake, an unattached, I don't even know what it is. It's a big dresser thing. Falls on top of Ryan and Taylor.
And he gets a giant shard of glass in his back.
Yeah, actually in his abdomen. He's all kinds of fucked, and he doesn't say anything. He just he's toughing it out because he's Ryan Atwood, and Taylor's like, "I'm so glad you're safe. I don't know what would happen if something happened to you," and Ryan's like, "Yeah, irony." And he ends up convincing Seth to take him to the hospital, but the car breaks down along the way. I think it was like a flat tire, and like the jack breaks due to an aftershock. So Seth ends up pushing Ryan to the hospital in a fucking cart. But along the way, Frank stops and sees his son being pushed in a grocery cart by Seth and takes them to the hospital. So Ryan is saved. Along the way, Taylor also reconciles with her mother after shooting her in the foot. Summer tracks the rabbit through the entire house in some of the best slapstick I've ever seen. Kirsten nearly dies like twice. She's having a bad day. But a bulk of the episode is really spent with Caitlin and Julie at an ice cream shop on the pier. And the ice cream shop attendant is just the creepiest of douchebags.
Just the worst.
Saying that the pier had been washed out, there's no way to get here, that
you're on an island.
Yep. And then Frank walks up and Julie, how'd you get here? Frank's like, I walked. And then Caitlin makes out with the ice cream guy. It's a weird weird ending.
Yeah.
But
it's very uncool.
Yep. So Taylor and Ryan, reconcile in the hospital and everything's good to go. But when Ryan is released, they go back to the home and they walk through the door and they see that the entire McMansion has fallen in on itself.
The Cohen household is gone.
Kind of a jarring way to end this series. Hey, you know that whole thing about the family and the house and, the OC, it's gone. We fucking killed it.
Yep.
Then in the series finale, we start, like, how does the series finale, I'm trying to think of, like, when they do the trip to, the series finale starts with, like what, 9 months later? 5 months later?
Six
I
months
believe. So
Yeah.
Julie's pregnant and dating the Bullet. Frank's
Yep.
nowhere to be seen because Frank knocked up Julie and bailed. So they're getting married. Kirsten and Sandy are still evaluating their options with the house. The dude from the board's like, the house is totaled. The land is unstable. We cannot rebuild. So they start looking for new houses. And this is the part where Bullet comes in and goes, hell, lady, I'll buy the damn house. It's just fan-fucking-tastic. Then we have Taylor and Ryan have broken up for some reason. Like, that was dumb.
Yeah, they broke up. Why did they break it? They broke up because they realized they had nothing in common. Is that it?
No, it was something even dumber than that. I think it had to do with the fact that they were going to have to break up for college or some bullshit like that. Or, like, Taylor was going to go to the same school as Ryan and that freaked him out. It was something dumb. It was just so dumb.
Well, no, they got past all that. He accepted the fact that they were going to go to Berkeley together.
Taylor
I
said
don't know
something.
why they broke.
Taylor said something to the extent like it was just too hard, or it was something like that. It would never work out. Is what she said. So I think she kiboshed the relationship. And Ryan even says like, I'm still in love with Taylor.
Yeah.
So they fuck. Finally. But they end up doing it at Julie's wedding to Bullet, which never ends up happening because Julie gives birth to her. No, Kirsten gives birth.
Kirsten gives birth to the baby girl.
You're right. Julie's not yet at that point of popping, even though she is pregnant. So they fuck at. So Taylor and Ryan fuck in the same house that Kirsten's about to give birth in, and Julie's about to get married in.
Mm-hmm.
This family's weird, man. This family's so weird. So
And they're doing all this in the Coens' old house.
yes, the
in
house
Berkeley,
that the
belongs
Coens
to
use
gay men.
that keep getting interrupted. They're just trying to have a brunch on this Sunday afternoon, man. And every time they sit down to have their crepes, someone's knocking on the goddamn door.
Yep. First, it's these two fucking dweeb teenagers from Newport Beach, and then it's the dweeb teenagers with their fucking parents, and then their mom has a baby in their fucking bedroom.
Yep.
And then a wedding.
That gets canceled.
Ugh, good old fucking God. I wanted more of those two guys, especially them interacting with Bullet. Just to see. I wanted to see what that would have been like.
Right? So we end the series with a jump of about 4 to 5 years. Ryan,
It's like a continuous jump.
yeah.
It jumps multiple times, like Ryan graduating college, then Ryan getting his job, and like stuff like that.
Seth and Summer get married.
Yep.
Despite Summer being sent off onto a bus to go play with George.
They get married. Ryan is Seth's best man, and Taylor is
Summer's
maid of honor,
yep.
and they share a loving look at one another.
They're
across the aisle.
still in our movie. They're still fucking, and they're married, but they've been divorced twice, but remarried, but married 3 times.
I absolutely God, I wish I had the funding to make an OT movie, get all the original cast, and just be like, all right, we're gonna do a one-shot movie, and this is gonna be set like 10 years in the future.
And it's gonna be Summer. It's gonna be Taylor and Ryan's 3rd marriage to each other.
Yeah. And the way the movie has to end is they get divorced again, but they decide that instead of getting married, they're just gonna stay together as life partners.
No, we can't.
So that way they don't have to
we can't rip off Scrubs.
Why can't we?
Because let's that be Dr. Cox's and Jordan's story. The way it ends is there's this ominous force returning to Newport, and everyone thinks it's Marissa Cooper back from the dead. But she's not actually dead, because we're not going to go there. She never died. She faked her death. And like every shot, you just see this slanky, thin, young thing walking up. And like every scene that she's in, she gets a little bit closer. She gets a little bit closer. She gets a little bit closer. And then finally they open the door and they're like, Marissa? And it's Shailene Woodley going, no, I used to live next door. Do you guys know what happened to my house? And then that's how the movie ends. I would piss off so many people.
It's actually, the movie is going to be about the haunting. They all live in Berkeley now. Everybody moved out of Newport. They live in Berkeley. And
Literally
then the town.
everyone.
Yeah, no, they all of them. Bullet, all of them, like the whole nine.
The
All of Bullet's
Noopsies.
sons. No, fuck the Noopsies.
No,
Just the core crew.
No. The Noopsies got to be there. Everyone has now just transitioned over to Berkeley.
To Berkeley. And there's like strange happenings, and everybody's like, is it the ghost of Marissa Cooper? Blah, blah, whatever. And what it turns out is they're actually being haunted by Boardy. So Boardy comes back.
A movie could be our way of establishing Boardy as a canonical character.
As a canonical, we have flashbacks, and we just insert a surfboard into every flashback that we cut in, because we have to get the licensing to these characters anyways. So we'll have license to the episodes.
Right.
So we just insert this fucking surfboard into as many scenes as possible. It's like, you remember that talk that me and Marissa had on the beach, and then it flashback, and it's just fucking the surfboard is just like poorly imposed on the picture with like a wig.
No wig. It's googly eyes and like a wired covered mouth.
Like fucking pipe cleaner
Yes,
mouth.
yes, that's exactly what I was thinking. Pipe cleaner mouth. So they'll be talking about Marissa. Seth, of course I'm going to marry Taylor. Do you remember that time I caught Marissa talking to whatever his name was on the beach with Boardy? And Seth's like, people always forget about Boardy. And they cut back, and it's the scene where whatever his name is telling Marissa about the time he nearly killed his father, and Boardy's right there superimposed. And it's not even good. It's just like you see Boardy, and it has like a white paper background, and you can tell it's drawn.
Every time we show Johnny Harper in a flashback, and it's only going to be a flashback where he has a surfboard, and there's just the fucking face superimposed, but it's like a drawn face. It's a picture of the pipe cleaner and googly eyes on a piece of like loose leaf notebook paper, and we cropped it and stuck it on the board.
Yes, but even better, we actually impose the surfboard in scenes that it was never in.
Oh yeah, of course.
So like if Johnny's talking to Ryan in the diner, and there's Boardy.
And Boardy is in the background, but like we're not great, so you can kind of see like edges of where we superimposed them like over top of like the table.
Ryan is hunting down Volchek in Mexico, and Boardy's with him. And like Ryan's like strutting down.
Boardy was helping Volchek hide.
No, even better. Ryan's like walking down the hallway of the Mexican hotel, and we imposed Boardy underneath Ryan's arm to make it look like he's carrying him. We're gonna make this movie fantastic. So Julie ends up not marrying to either guy and has a child out of wedlock, because that's pretty trailer trashy.
And now she is in an open polyamorous relationship with both Bullet and Frank.
Canonical. Can't prove us wrong. Prove us wrong.
Yeah.
You can't. Caitlin's apparently well adjusted, hanging out with her little brother, I guess. She's got pigtails now. I guess that means she's well adjusted. I don't know.
Sure.
Sandy and Kirsten's daughter is Summer Rose Taylor. Sophie Rose. So that's cute. And then at the end of the episode, Ryan is working in a construction yard as a foreman or contractor or designer. They don't really say. He's doing something.
Architect,
Maybe, but I've never seen architects at the site after it's already finished constructed. Like at that point, you're done. That's like showing up to rehab if you're a surgeon. Why are you here? So, But anyway, he walks out and he's like, "Hey, kid, need a hand?"
Like a little kid that reminds him of himself.
Yeah, he's a 12-year-old little dude.
Do you need help?
Little kid looks at him and shoots his dad.
kid turns, kills him. Doesn't even shoot him with a gun. For whatever reason, this kid had like a crossbow.
I thought it was just gonna be finger guns.
No, this kid had a medieval ballista.
Kid reaches down, grabs his neck, rips it off. It's Luke. Turns around. You just hear. And
he rides off the sunset.
Luke, after 9 years, finally gets revenge. That's for Marissa.
That was for my dad.
Ryan didn't do anything to his dad.
I know.
So that's how I would have done it. Just Luke is the 12-year-old kid, and then as Luke is walking away, he rips off his mask again. It's Shailene Woodley.
Oh no!
Triple fake out.
No, that's a different scene where Luke kills Caitlin, and then she rips off the Luke mask. breaks the fourth wall completely.
So the kid kills Ryan, rips off the mask to reveal Luke. Luke then finds Caitlin, kills Caitlin, rips off the mask again, and it's Shailene Woodley.
Yeah.
Then Shailene Woodley finds Shailene Woodley, and Shailene Woodley shoots first Shailene Woodley dead, rips off the mask, it's Jimmy Cooper.
It's Jimmy Cooper.
And Shailene Woodley too goes, "That's for abandoning me, you dick."
And then in a completely unrelated scene, it cuts to Peter Gallagher as Sandy Cohen, who rips off his mask and reveals another Peter Gallagher underneath, with bigger eyebrows.
Even better. So they cut back to a scene at the beach house, and Boardy's there, just leaning against the table. And Boardy rips off the mask to reveal Peter Gallagher, and he's smearing a bagel.
But then the corpse of Johnny Harper walks in and shoots Peter Gallagher Boardy, and then rips off his mask to reveal actual Boardy.
Then Kirsten shoots Boardy, rips off her mask to reveal Caleb Nickel, and Caleb Nickel goes, "That's for killing my only friend."
And then Jimmy Cooper comes in and shoots Caleb Nickel and rips off his mask to reveal Marissa Cooper.
You killed it.
She goes, "That was for my dad." And then Jimmy Cooper actually comes in and shoots Marissa.
Rips off the mask, it's Caitlin.
It's Caitlin. Luke comes in, shoots Caitlin, rips off his mask, it's Shailene Woodley again.
Shailene Woodley walks in, kills other Shailene Woodley, rips off the mask. It's Ryan, and we've come full circle.
It's Ryan, we come full circle. I'm fucking crying. I'm literally laughing so hard I'm crying. Oh my god. This is the dumbest and the funniest thing we've ever come up with. And we've come up with a lot of dumb, funny things, including the play about WWE where Triple H is just a giant nose.
Ryan walks in to shoot Ryan. First Ryan shoots second Ryan, walks over, rip off the mask, it's Chad Michael Murray, and Ryan just goes, "I don't fucking think so." James Lafferty walks in, "Hey Ryan, why is Chad Michael Murray dead in our house?" And Ryan's like, "I don't know." Shoots him 4 more times. That felt good.
Seth walks in and he goes, "What the fuck is going on here?"
No, we pull away. We pull out of the world. We go all the way up into the stars, all the way up into the cosmos, all the way up into a different universe, and then we pull back into Seth's eye, and Seth's sitting there at the table like, "Huh? That's the movie about her life." And Taylor, Summer, and Ryan go, "You need help." And so as they're getting up to leave the diner, Summer's like, "What did Chad Michael Murray ever do to you?" And Seth's sitting there goes, "He made season 5 of One Tree Hill."
He it pulls out of Seth's eye and he just like goes, "Huh? Huh?" And Summer just goes, "I thought that movie that you shot about the whale inflatable in the pool was uninspired." And then Ryan's just like, yeah, dude, that makes like that makes as much sense as an M Night Shyamalan movie. And then Seth shoots Ryan, and then hard cut to black.
No, even better, even better. He doesn't shoot Ryan. He starts to pull out the gun, and you hear, "Ooh, what you say?"
I should say hard cut to black. Oh man, as much as we're making fun of the show, like I hated the first 3 seasons. I'm not even gonna lie to you. Season 4 was really fun. Um, I took a moment the other day. I think it was like Monday or Tuesday. I took 15 minutes to explain the entire plot of the OC to my buddy who had never seen the show, and I was explaining everything that Marissa did, and he just goes, "This is the worst thing that you could have ever said to me." And I don't know why like he's like, I don't know how you're trying to use this as a selling point to watch the show. And I was like, all right, well at the end of season 3 Marissa dies, and he goes, oh really? And I go, and then season 4 is a completely different show. And he's like, what? And I was like, yeah, so so let me tell you about Taylor and Ryan. And then I told him about Taylor and Ryan. He's like, you got to be kidding me. And I was like, no. And he's like, that sounds amazing. And I was like, yeah, I know.
16 episodes of a woman trying to seduce a man by pretending to be a sleep doctor and just conning him.
Stalking him like a groundhog, dressed up like a groundhog.
I love that ending of that episode where he's like, "I'm gonna go to dinner. Do you want to follow me there?" And she's like, "Do
Yeah.
I?"
And he's like,
Maybe
you
I'll.
can hide in the bushes at dinner, and then I can follow you home.
They are so
Oh man,
fucked up, man.
they were great. They were great together.
They really were.
Oh man,
Who would have thought that Taylor was in fact California?
you know, I wouldn't have guessed it. But
You know what I think Taylor smells like? Freshly showered, like perpetually, like with like that, like oleander kind of like foresty smell. I don't know what not like pine, but like you ever like eucalyptus or aloe vera, something like that. Like she always
yeah,
looks like
something.
she's freshly showered,
Yeah, she probably does smell fresh.
right, all the time. And Ryan just looks like he smells like grilled cheese and stew.
Ryan smells like sadness.
Ryan smells like desperation, which is why Taylor's always hanging around.
Oh
So
boy.
what's coming up for next week?
Okay, so the schedule for up to November 29th. Actually, we can't go on the 29th because that's Black Friday, and I will be at work super late. So we're probably going to be going on
The first?
December 1st.
Okay, so
December 1st.
So we'll do Sunday, Friday, Friday, Friday.
Yeah. So December 1st, we will be doing the first of our 4 Christmas episodes, which is going to be our Christmas episodes are going to be consisting of us talking about 3 movies and or TV specials each week, and they're each going to have a theme. The first week is going to be The Grinch. We're going to watch the original Christmas TV special for The Grinch, Dr. Seuss's How the Grinch Stole Christmas, the 2000 Jim Carrey.
Is it 2002?
No, it was 2000.
Okay.
The 2000 feature-length movie with starring Jim Carrey, the live-action How the Grinch Stole Christmas, and then the brand new I think it came out last year.
Last year or the year before?
Yeah, animated The Grinch is what it's just called. Then the week, or not the week after, but the following Friday, December 6th, we are going to talk about Claymation, the old school TV special Claymations. I know we're going to do Rudolph. We're going to do whichever one it is that has the Heat Misers and the Heat Miser and the Snow Miser. And let me see if I can find another one here. Really, I had it all. I just don't know where I put it.
He's Mr. Nice Christmas. He's Mr. Snow. He's Mr. Ice Christmas. He's Mr. 10 Below. I'll tell you what, no matter what you're able to find or what we're able to do,
Oh,
we're,
we can do Jack Frost.
we're not going to tap the amazingness that was Boardy.
Amazing that was what?
Boardy.
Oh, Boardy. Okay. So we're going to do Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. We're going to do The Year Without Santa Claus, which is Snow Miser, Heat Miser. And then we'll do Jack Frost,
Okay.
which are the 3 claymations. The week after that, we're going to do non-Christmas Christmas movies. The Faculty, which is Chad's choice. A choice of my own that I have yet to decide on. And then we're going to both take some time to look for a non-Christmas Christmas movie, which by that we mean movies that
We're
take
released.
place, were released on Christmas, or take place during Christmas that don't directly to being a Christmas.
Mm-hmm.
Some people say that Die Hard is a Christmas movie because the plot of Die Hard takes place on December 25th.
And
So
the Faculty is not taking place on December 25th, but it was released on December 25th.
it was released on Christmas Day, which is why it is a non-Christmas Christmas movie. So the Faculty is the only confirmed one for that. I still have to make my decision, and then the two of us are going to look for a third one. And then the final week is going to be Hallmark Christmas movie / cheesy TV special Christmas movie.
Oh, no, it's
The
just going to be
two
a Hallmark movie Christmas special.
Okay, we'll do Hallmark. 3 Hallmark movies. The 2 that we have already decided on are going to be Christmas and Homestead, which is a movie that Chad and I genuinely enjoy.
It's just so goddamn sweet.
Yeah, a movie that neither of us have seen because I think it's new, but stars Chad Michael Murray and
Nanny
Katie
Carey.
something.
It's Nanny Carey.
Yeah,
This came out like 2 years ago, I think is what it said.
did it?
It's either 2016 or 2018. So fairly new, but
Yeah, let's see here. Torrey DeVito. Chad Michael Murray and Torrey DeVito. It's called Right, WRITE, Right Before Christmas. And then we will find another Hallmark original Christmas movie for us to watch. And those will be the 4 weeks of Christmas.
So my rule of thumb for Hallmark movies is the female lead hot?
That's a good starting point.
So
Basically.
there was one with Becca Tobin, where she was like a country singer. I'm
Is
putting
that a Christmas one?
Yes, I'm putting that in the running because Becca Tobin is goddamn gorgeous.
Becca Tobin Christmas movie. A Song for Christmas?
I think so.
Let me see here.
She gets
A
like
Song for Christmas.
she gets stranded at like a farm that's like poor because it's always a poor farm.
A pop star becomes stranded in a small town in the dead of winter and finds refuge at a beleaguered dairy farm.
Yup. Sounds about right.
Well, you could do that.
They're literally all the same plot.
Yeah.
There's always
So
a
I'm not even
farm
kidding.
that's about to go out of business, and someone with a lot of money tries to help. Literally,
Okay,
there's
so
plot in everyone.
Let's do that. We'll do A Song for Christmas right before Christmas, and then I'm not even kidding. I just scrolled down and it said people also search for it in Christmas and Homestead.
Yep.
Just fucking.
I think they came out in the same season, like because like they always like release like 6 or 7 new movies per year.
A Song for Christmas came out in 2017. Christmas and Homestead came out in 2016.
Well, la-di fucking da.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't really matter. So the 3 Hallmark movies are going to be right before Christmas, Christmas and Homestead, and A Song for Christmas.
Can't wait.
So the only 2 weeks where we don't have a set lineup now is
Nope, just one.
is there only? Oh yeah, we have 1 week where we don't have a set confirmed lineup, but I will have that dialed in by next Sunday, where I will make my choice, and the two of us will. I'll send you some suggestions.
Well, I saw one. I forget what it was, so I'll have to look for it, and I'll send it to you and see if you like it.
Okay.
So, but we'll have some suggestions, and then we'll deduce it on next Sunday.
Yeah. So we'll get that all straightened out. But yeah, it's going to be The Grinch, Claymations, non-Christmas Christmas movies, and Hallmark Christmas movies. And those are our 4 weeks of Christmas.
Oh, Hallmark.
I'm actually genuinely excited for that one.
Right? That's why we're ending with it. It's the most Christmassy
Yeah,
of the Christmas.
because Christmas in Homestead is actually just a good movie.
It's just so adorable.
It's fucking heartwarming.
Like you're all about the feels, and you're like, oh, there's cute old people, cute young people, cute people in love.
It's great.
It's just fantastic.
Yeah, so join us December 1st, Sunday, December 1st, where we will kick off our 4 weeks of Christmas here on the Ohio Guys Productions. Um, I'm sure we'll come up with a name for the podcast overall. Uh,
How about
I mean,
the
we could
Christmaka to remember?
absolutely. That's it right there. So, Sunday, December 1st, we will be kicking off the Christmaka to Remember podcast, 4 week series detailing 4 different Christmas movie genres. One being The Grinch, which has 3 movies. It's enough to be a genre by itself. Um, and then the old school claymations, then non-Christmas Christmas movies, and then Hallmark Christmas movies, leading us all the way up until right before Christmas.
We're not gonna have a lot of replay value with this one. Like Jericho, the OC, One Tree Hill, Karate Kid, all that shit can work universally whenever. Like
Yeah.
we have some strong ratings on the replays for those.
Yeah.
This one not so much. I can get away with reposting it in July. That's it. That's it. So
Yeah, well,
real nerd
tis
corp.
the
Tis the season. Tis the season. RealNerdCorp.com. RealNerdCorp.com. We're on Twitter at NERDCORP. We're on Instagram at RealNerdCorp. We're on Podbean at realnerdcorp.podbean.com or by downloading the Podbean app and searching for Real Nerd Corp via the app function on your mobile device. We're also on iTunes at NerdCorp, NERDCORP. We're on twitch.tv/Comic and GameCorp and twitch.tv/WrestlingUnderground. Links to our YouTube channels are on the website and down below or to the left or to the right or above you or wherever. Eventually I'll have URLs for those. Thanksgiving's coming up, so enjoy your Thanksgiving. Swisher and I will not be back until after Thanksgiving, obviously, because it's in like 6 days.
Yeah.
But we'll see you guys next Sunday. Swisher, what are your personals?
You can find me on Twitter at x2000gregs, x2000gregs. You can find me on Tumblr, 2000gregs.tumblr.com, and you can find me on Instagram at 2000gregs, 2000gregs. Chad, where can they find your personal stuff?
I'm on Chad Nerdcorp, ChadNerdCorp on Twitter. I'm also on Chad's Photo Hut on Instagram at ChadSphotOhut. You can also find me on Fansided MMA and read my columns and help me make money. Please. I'm so poor. So yeah, for both of us here at the Ohio Guys production, this has been
Are you taking my outro?
well, no, I'm just surmising. This has been the Straight
Outta
Outta Chino podcast. Swisher, good work this week. Good work this month. Good work this podcast.
Yeah, man. This was actually ended up being like a fun little trip.
Okay.
So yeah, we'll see you next Sunday for the beginning of the Christmaka to Remember podcast. Thank you all for joining for another week. We can't wait for you guys to come back.